Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing today? It's Tuesday. I mean Monday. I mean Tuesday. I'm awake. I'm here. Why are there so many fucking... Oh my god. Does this... Somehow... I messed up the link and somehow it still works. Oh my god. I messed up the link and it still somehow works. I'm incredible. There you go. Hello everyone. Today's Creative Hours. I'm your host, I'm Kirin. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. No, that's not the button. It's this button.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome. I've been waiting for this.
Hi, Athik. Hello, welcome in. Is this your first time? I don't recognize you. Hi, Empoleon. Hello.
Whoever you are, welcome to the show.
Welcome back.
That was for Athik, by the way. Hello, welcome in. I am your navigator, M. Kirin. My pronouns are they, them. And I'm here to kick butt and be creative, and I'm all out of butt to kick. Let me go and open my documents already. Hi, Prism. Hello, hello. Welcome to the pre-show. This is the part of the show where we're just waiting for 11 a.m. and just chilling in chat. Hi, Werewolf. Yeah, thanks for the pronouns, Athik. Welcome in. Or Eighth. I'm gonna look for a bit, says Werewolf. Hell yeah, no worries. You know, if you type exclamation mark lurk, not now, but later, a cool thing happens on screen. Not now, don't do it now. Don't do it now. If you do it now, nothing will happen. If you can give me 2 more minutes, something cool will happen on screen when you type exclamation mark lurk. Maxi, you could just put the overlay also on the screen. Yes. Yes, I could. Will I? No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You sound great, by the way. Thank you for the audio check. I appreciate that. Hey, look, Tamaxi's awake. Everybody say hi to Tamaxi. That's our bot, by the way. And the song has already looped one way around. I guess I'll just open this document for now. And with that, I think... Let me take a sip of water. You know, we're getting ready. I'm getting a little bit used. There's been a change in my setup, by the way. I talked about this last week, but my original desk chair... I say original like it's the first desk chair I've ever bought. I've bought a lot of desk chairs. I've been doing this for a while. My previous desk chair, the piston in it died. And it just would not hold a position. I would just be permanently sinking. There's a stint probably between February and April where you could literally hear me having to lift myself up. And you know what they say, you gotta lift yourself up. No one's gonna lift yourself up but yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can hear me actually lifting myself up by my bootstraps. So I got tired of that. So I streamed for the beginning of the beginning of April. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know, lift yourself up so that you can stand on mountains. That's right, Chippy. That makes sense. Thank you. So for the beginning of April, I was streaming on a folding chair. It's a relatively nice folding chair. You know, it's like a church folding chair. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I was gonna make a specific reference for no one because no one hears from Mexico but me. Hi, Siska. Hi, Siska.
Welcome back.
It's not like the taqueria, like folding chairs are all metal. You know, like you had like a nice cushion. I hated it though. I got tired of the folding chair. So last Thursday, Kitty and I literally said, okay, let's just go to Staples and buy a chair. So I have purchased a chair, and I realized that I was sunk so deep into the ground that now that I'm standing at a reasonable height, I'm like, holy crap, I can see my entire monitor. So you stole a chair from church. Absolutely. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did, actually. Welcome back to... That's right, M. Kirin admits to doing crimes. I'm your host, M. Kirin, and you know what? With that, we're just jumping into the main show. Let's go in. Count of 3, 2, 1. Boop. Hello, everyone. It's me, Maxi, also known as M. Kirin. I'm your navigator for the day. Every day. We were actually joking about Kitty using my stream setup to do like a Pokemon thing, because Kitty has been very much Pokemon pilled, which means I've been Pokemon pilled. So maybe one day Kitty will be your navigator, actually. Yeah, that's a good quote, Chippy. By the way, people who would like to lurk, you may now type !lurk for a surprise. Also, you can also type !quote to get a random quote. We have over 1,000 quotes. Chippy got quote 579. Stop me if you've heard this one before. My gender is clown. Pronouns are ha/ha. By Sofifi. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. Have I missed anything else? I don't think I have. Dale asked for a quote earlier, but didn't get one because Maxi was too busy waking up. There you go. Well, that's right. That's right. Werewolf has now lurked. I thought the message would appear on screen. Don't talk to me about it. It's fine. Anyways, Werewolf has gone outside. Quote 360. Dale has asked, the worst part about going outside is running into someone you know. This is still true. This is still true. This is still true. So welcome to Creative Hours. I am your host, M. Kirin. Let me go and grab the thumbnail for today. That's right. Hey, welcome. I should probably talk about the schedule. We never talk about the schedule like anymore, so let's do that real quick. So, the schedule for this week is as follows. Welcome to it's Tuesday. Today's not the 15th. Is today the 15th? Today is the 15th. Wow. Anyone else remember to get their taxes in on time, by the way? Hashtag just American things. Hashtag where is this money going to? Hashtag what's the point if the country's gonna fall apart anyway? That's right. Welcome back to... Did Max do their taxes this year? We did do our taxes. We literally filed them yesterday. So, shoutouts to that. So today on the stream, of course, as you have know that already surmised, we're going to be doing Creative Hours. I'm going to be working on my on a project. We'll be talking about it in a second. Get excited. Also, can we talk about this thumbnail? It came out so good. This thumbnail came out so good. Happy tax season to all who celebrate, says Chippy. Then, on Wednesday, tomorrow, I am going to be playing Chrono Trigger on Nomia's channel. Do I have the thumbnail for that? I think I have the thumbnail for that. Let me go grab it real quick. So, my good friend Nomia Vikshi is playing Chrono Trigger for the first time. There is the thumbnail. There we go. Fun fact, I actually I made them a custom logo. I made the custom Chronomia Trigger logo, by the way. Maxi, how did you do it, Maxi? Come on. Maxi, everybody wants to know the secret. Well, the thing is that you look up what the font on the title is, you find that font, then just export the text you want to add on to it, and then you do it in the same style. Simple as that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So, shoutouts to... I'm so happy with how this came out. I'm sorry. I'm just obsessed with how it looks so effortless. Chronomia Trigger. My good friend Nomia Vikshi is playing through Chrono Trigger for the first time. That is, of course, the best version of Chrono Trigger on the DS, which is also currently running, if I remember correctly, for like $200. So, emulate it, because aftermarket price is bad. So what else is happening this week? Wait, hold up. This is the tab. On Thursday, I am going to be doing some more drawing with my friends. I just finished the thumbnail today. More Macmers, by the way. That's right, Macmers are back. We're going to be drawing on Macma, a website where you can draw with all of your friends on the same canvas. Maxi, didn't you already make a thumbnail for drawing with your friends last week? I did. It's literally right here. Maxi, why did you make another one? Shut up. Because I love my friends and I love drawing my friends. Welcome back to Drawing My Friends. Tomorrow, on Thursday, I'll be drawing with my friends. So yeah, so far I believe it is Chippo, Plague, Siska, and I who are showing up. I don't know who else will show up. And thank you, by the way, people are loving. Hold up, I messed something up on my setup. People are loving the Chippo. I can't even show the Chippo. Yeah, Chippo with a cigar, by the way. Big shoutouts to Chippo. By the way, Chippy doesn't actually smoke. It's just become a long-running bit that Chippy has a cigar. And I just have a lot of fun drawing Plague as a bean, by the way. I like doing like the opening in his mouth, like a little smile. It just makes me happy. Now, if everything goes according to plan, this Friday, I am going to be playing a PlayStation 2 gem that Nomi has been wanting me to play called Rad Robot Alchemic Drive. It's a game with funny voice acting in it, and it has giant robots, and well, that's basically on theme for this show. So there you go. This is the thumbnail for it. I made it. If I don't feel human enough on Friday, I won't stream it because I have to look after my health before anything else. But if everything works out, I'm more committed this week than I was last week. That I can tell you. What else? That's it. There is no Monster Hunter on Sunday this week because Nomi is taking a week off. Yeah. Rad, R-A-D, is a Enix game before Enix and Square became Squeenix. And with that, I think we have caught up with everything. Oh, actually, one more thing. We're gonna get started in a second, I promise. But one more thing before I forget. Later today, Nomiya Vikshi is doing a members-only stream on their channel. ! Nomiya. There's Monster Hunter at my house if you want to show up. Yeah. That's fair. Nomi's gonna be doing a members-only stream literally later today, in about a number of hours that I won't do the math for. If I knew how to do math, I wouldn't write books for a living. But yeah, just imagine it's like this, but it's Nomiya Mart instead. It's gonna be Supermarket Together. I am going to show up, and I will be stuck in the shelves or whatever Nomiya wants me to do. And that's the plan. Just yapping with Nomiya for a couple hours later today. So if you would like a double serving of Maxi streaming, you know what to do. What else? That's it. I'm done. Time to get started. So, I had a meeting with my beautiful, amazing, sexy wife, Lady Kirin. We were talking about what to do regarding the SRD for DSM. I'm using a lot of like letters. It's 5 hours till Nomiya streams, by the way. Is it really 5 hours? When is Nomiya's stream? Wait, is Nomiya's stream at the usual time, or are they doing it earlier? Because 5 hours is like, it's 4 a.m. here. Damn, you know, for a hot second I'm like, why is Mary up so early? And then I remember that Mary's one of those rogue translators that puts all the gay in the video games. Mary, by the way, anytime you read a game, by the way, and you're like, wow, did someone make this game woke and gay? It was Mary, by the way. It's Mary. Mary's the one who did that. Maxi, what did Maxi mean by that? Mary is actually a professional translator. And we joke about it. And we're all gay on the stream, so. Mary works too hard for all of our sakes. It's true. Chippy says, Mary has to stay up late so the directors don't catch them making everyone gay. Oh, that's a good quote, Chippy. Chippy, welcome to getting quoted, by the way. Get quoted, son. GN. Chippadies 2025. New quote at it. Aethic asks, curious why you're fighting the urge to make a Pokemon ttrpg. You should just embrace it. You make a really fair point. Why am I fighting it? So, I will say that whatever I'm excited to work on is basically dependent on what I'm consuming at the moment. And as I mentioned relatively recently, my wife has been showing me Pokemon videos. So my body is like Pokemans. By the way, I want to clarify, I've never called it I only call them Pokemans sarcastically. It's Pokemon. Mostly because in Mexico we pronounce things in a way that is consistent. Pokemon. It's Pokemon. Pokemon. Why are you running? asks Siska. So it is just a hyperfixation thing. What do you mean by that? The way that I jump through like things that I enjoy? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Have one thing that I enjoy always? Like, you know I'm neurodivergent. Like, what makes you think that I can just like sit down and enjoy one thing and one thing only forever and always? About the only freaking game that I can replay is Chrono Trigger, and even that that goes on cooldown at like every like 3 years. It goes on cooldown. So the reason why I'm resisting the urge is because we have things we need to do, things that I said that I would do, things that I want to do. Hyperfixation roulette. Damn, that's rough, but also completely fair. Siska says, I don't know, aren't you like an ancient sage with the wisdom of the cosmos? Does this face look like the face of an ancient sage with the wisdom of the cosmos? I don't know shit. I have very strong opinions about M dashes and ellipses. That's mostly from writing fiction, though. Empoleon says, you have things you need to do, but consider Pokemon with dice. Oh, hot damn. Pokemon, but with dice. Here, take my dashes. No. Excuse me, those are N dashes? What the hell is this? These are N dashes. I asked for M dashes. Freaking kids nowadays. Anyways, so let's go over the things that I said I was gonna do. I have... So, a couple of weeks back, I made a huge list of things that needed to happen before we could move on with anything else. And the big old social media update was one of those things. It is mostly done. Things that I still need to do, I need to make a reference sheet. This will not happen on stream. It will most likely not even happen soon. The reason was I was working on a bunch of stuff because I promised my good friend Cade, also known as the Wizard of Mousley, that I would read the final draft of their novel. And I am currently doing that. Cade's book is 450 pages. I am 20% of the way through. And I'm having a lot of fun. It's been really good. I've read 2 versions of this book over the course of like 10 years. And let's just say, Cade's novels come an incredible long way. This latest and final version of the book, and I'm confident saying it is the final version of the book. Cade has come such a long way. Adapted parts of the story that I was not particularly happy with and transformed them, improved them, made them better. It's freaking incredible. It's really funny because there's like 3 versions of that story living in my head, and this latest one is like blowing my mind. Even though I know what happens in the story, I'm still like, holy crap, Cade went and did it. Cade really really put their all into it. So I did all this work so that I could work on reading Cade's book, and I'm already doing that. I'm gonna do that after stream. Maxi, do it on stream. No, why would I do that? It's my friend's book. I don't have permission to do that. They wouldn't let me do that. So don't ask. Anyways, so other than that, I wanted to do an update to DSM, my latest tabletop role-playing game, !DSM. And let me go find the original version. We are kind of due. Hold up, do I have multiple versions now? I have already fixed quite a few things in this version. I should probably also open the main file too, honestly, but we'll get there. So there's a few additional things I might want to fix. But I should actually, you know what? Instead of getting lost in the sauce, I'm going to zoom out. I am gonna zoom out because I want to give you a greater picture as to what the hell we're doing here. Okay. Much like this picture of the world seen from space. Let me first and foremost turn my timer on, because on the stream we take breaks. So every 25 minutes we take a break. 25 minutes on the clock, get set, go. So I want to release a systems rule document for DSM so people can make their own stuff for DSM. I also said I was going to release a campaign / like solo module for the game. And I want to do all of those things. And I was talking with Kitty as to how we could go about doing this in the most effective way possible. I was talking with them about how I very much enjoy the system in DSM. Like, the system did what? Okay, there you go. But please feel free to mark your bingo tables, by the way. I developed this game over the course of 1 month and a few days as part of the ttrpg jam. And I had a lot of fun doing it. But I feel like being under pressure, much in the way that pressure creates diamonds, pressure also helps you improve because it gives you a chance to experiment. I do want to walk this statement back about diamonds because diamonds are actually not that valuable. Take this from someone who used to work at a jewelry shop, and let me tell you, diamonds are like not valuable at all. Anyways, pressure pushing down on you. So the pressure of being literally just coal is just carbon, baby. By the way, fun fact, the word for carbon is the same in Spanish, carbón. But if you have dyslexia, you might transpose the R and the O, instead saying the word cabrón, which is in fact an insult. It's saying that someone has horns like an animal. Again, not speaking from personal experience, but if you were to make that little mistake, it could potentially get you in trouble. That's right, welcome back to... This actually isn't a Maxi anecdote, this is actually just something that happened to someone else, but I very much keep thinking about it every once in a while. They were mining for cabrones, yeah! I love you, Ronnie. They were mining for cabrons. Alright, so the system that I came up with in DSM, I very much enjoy. And I was thinking with Kitty about whether it would be more fruitful, instead of making a system rules document for DSM, I make a more general one for a more general DSM system that people can then adapt into whatever they want to do, and may perhaps serve as the blueprint for more games by yours truly. Perhaps even a Pokemon catching game. Oh my god, Dallas! Hi Dallas. Dallas says, hello, I'm also making a creature collecting RPG, and I picked the type you were weak to. Smell you later. Hi Dallas, how you doing? I'm actually staying, welcome in. Did you change your icon just for that bit? I respect that. I 100% respect that. So I was thinking of taking the principles of DSM and converting them into... You did? Oh my god, I love that. Commitment to the bit. It's my antagonist. It's my antagonist, yeah, that's right. Constance Wu, that's right. That my sworn enemy from 3 years ago, Constance Wu. I want to clarify, by the way, Constance Wu is not my sworn enemy. I just read her book and I did not like it. That's it. The book is fine. I just felt like we wouldn't get along if we met each other in real life. Not that we're gonna meet each other in real life, but I was like, you know what, Constance Wu. I don't know if you would like me and I would like you. Anyways, so I was thinking, again, as I mentioned previously, instead of just making a system rules document for the entirety of DSM, what if instead just making a more general one that people can adapt into their own thing? This gives me a chance to refine the systems of DSM, instead of just taking DSM. Constance is in chat right now. Yeah, she would be. She would be in chat, but not chatting. That's totally her type. Maxi, are you throwing every watcher, not chatter, under the bus right now? Absolutely not. No, see, the thing is that, like, you know, some people, they just like to watch. Yeah, that's what she said. Some people just like to watch, and I'm okay with that. Constance Wu, though, she is purposefully not typing in chat. You know what I'm saying? She has things to say, but she's not typing in chat. Anyways, she's too busy writing a memoir and appearing in acclaimed TV show Fresh Off the Boat. She's hate watching. She's so hate watching right now. Powered by the sex apocalypse. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dallas, that's powered by the sex apocalypse. That's actually, wait, werewolf. It's exclamation mark, no space. You got it. You got it. You got it. Powered by the sex apocalypse. There is something about that like kind of tickles me. There's probably, we'll come up with a name for the engine. So what I was thinking, my plan, instead of because there are mechanics in DSM that maybe I would like to revise as part of a converting base DSM to whatever the engine. Let's just call it the system, man. The system gives me a chance to rework some of the mechanics into to make them cleaner, perhaps. And then man, the overlay's not working for Mix It Up. Mix It Up, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Let me see. Overlays, perhaps? Where, honey, where did you leave all the overlays? Huh. Strangely enough, all the overlays are one thing. I could have sworn that I had another thing in here. You know what? How about I worry about this later? That's probably the thing to do, actually. My mom's not a phone engine. Hold up. Chippy, I'm sorry. My brain has blanked out. What do you mean? Also, by the way, before I get moving, I want to let you know that if you enjoy my shenanigans and would like to get a little something, if you become a YouTube member, you get access to cool emotes, all of which appear on the stream when you type them. You can also use them in the comments. So you know, if that sounds fun to you, there's the emotes. Okay, at least one thing's working today. Thank you, Chippy. Thank you. Chippy always sounds so disappointed when I miss the reference. I'm so sorry. Honestly, as you should be. Yo, hi Gorm. Guys, my Gorm. Hi Gorm. So as I stated previously, as per my last email that no one read because everyone's using freaking tools to summarize emails, I think I'm going to instead devise an engine, a clean engine that has all these mechanics more cleaned up. Please send me an email. You want an email? I'll send you an email. I hate meetings. I respect that. My one issue is when people use Gen AI to write their emails, and I'm just like, buddy. Anyway, so let's make a new list of things that need to happen. So I do want to clarify, there's a couple things that we have still yet to do in the DSM main document, and I will be fixing those things off stream. I don't want, before anyone says, by the way, Dallas makes such a good point. That is actually such a good point. Dallas says you can just send the prompt instead of asking the AI, because that's basically the email. It's so true. You can be like, yeah, respond politely and ask about a follow-up. Yeah, you could literally just send that as the email, and like life goes on. Life goes on, and fucking everyone's life gets better. I do think maybe we should normalize sending like really short messages. I feel like we should like normalize that. Nonetheless, so I feel like I'm going at 10,000 miles an hour, but that's not true. I'm going at 0 miles an hour because I'm sitting on my goddamn chair. Maxi, what about your chair makes it godly and or godlyly damned? Shut up. First off, number 1, shut up. Number 2, do you think I should... One of my biggest voice stims is the 10-step... No. The 10 dual commandments from Hamilton is one of my biggest stims. Do you think I should make number 1 one of the sounds on the soundboard? Please, fire off in the comments. Fire off in the comments. Should I make number 1 from Hamilton a sound clip? Because I would. Me when I'm a grass Pokemon in the forest, I would. Anywho, so someone out there may say, Maxi, but if you're working on a formal write-up for the system, for a new system that is a better version of the DSM system, how long are we gonna have to wait for a DSM 1.1 update, Maxi? And the answer is not long, because we have over here are, let me add one more step, create new cards for all the pieces and send them. Oh, and also make a note about the player spreadsheet. I think what I'm gonna do off stream while working on other stuff, I am going to finish all of this up. Perhaps we'll do some of this on stream. Perhaps not. And I will shoot to update DSM to version 1.1 quite a bit before we get to the SRD. Also because DSM is still kind of sitting on a lot of placeholder art. Namely, I'm thinking the banner, and I would very much like to... you know what? Ronnie, I'm gonna be honest, my dyslexia completely erased the R, so I thought Ronnie said, Dallas, why are you gay?
Dude, that's gay.
No, Ronnie said, Dallas, why are you Gary? And it's for a bit. Smell you later. So, let me just... Suddenly homophobic? Gary's not homophobic. Gary is actually trans femme, but he doesn't know it at the age of 10 years old. Maybe he does, but it is his conservative grandpa that is like, you know, maybe adding some friction to that decision. I'm sorry, I want it horizontal line, please. There we go, thank you. Maxi, what makes you think that Professor Oak is conservative? Well, first off, you know, your grandkid doesn't have to be a boy or a girl. First off, number one. Number two, he definitely feels to me like he's old money. So that already red flag, huge red flag. Okay, so what needs to happen next? So let me go make this a little bit on the bigger side. That is also true. Dallas also says that, you know, is it possible that perhaps Professor Oak is getting rich off of the government write-offs or funding he gets for his research, but he actually doesn't have to spend money on actual researchers because he uses children to write freaking Pokedex entries? Siska says, you know, I know two things about Pokemon. Yeah, one of them is Lotad and the other is One I love Lotad! Got him, boys! Got him, boys!
Taken down by a gamer.
Got him, boys! Got him, boys! Siska chat. 1, I love Lotad. Yeah, I know. 2, I like the ship between Ash's mom and Jesse. Okay. It is funny because in that, I feel like in that relationship, isn't like Ash's mom like the cougar in that no, yeah. I don't feel like, guys, how old do you think Jesse and James are in the anime? Because if Ash is like 9 years old, I feel like Jesse is like what, like 22? 25 says Siska. Jesse's like 28? No way. Okay, you know what? We're absolutely off the rails. We're absolutely off the rails. Okay, you know what? What? How old is Jessie from Pokemon? She's in her early 20s? Jessie is at least 20 years old. Thank you, Tumblr. Jessie's full name is Jessica? No way. Is this even the same? Her name is Jessica? Her name is Jessie? Jessie? They are in their 20s. Okay. They're also really bad at their jobs. Yeah. I have a faint feeling that, you know. She was rich. No. Wasn't James rich? I thought, no, James was the one who was rich, though, right? Yeah, me and Prism shaking hands. Also, hi, Mr. Yoso. Hello, welcome in. Jessie is broke. I love that. Jessie was poor, so she had to eat snow. Interesting. Ronnie's pasting the Wikipedia article. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I do love that one theory that says that the reason why there is like no, like, there's an awful lack of like adults in Generation 1 is because, you know, Generation 1 takes place after the Poké War. And I'm like, dead. That makes sense. That explains why like freaking everyone is like young. There's like no old people. Lieutenant Surge's voice. You know, electric Pokemon saved my life during the war. Anyways. Jessie is hot also. Hello. Yo, hi Hans. Hello. How you doing, Hans? Okay, so what needs to happen next? Number 1. Chippy says, I heard there's also something under the truck. We should go look. Yeah, you know who's under the truck? Kendra, because I keep throwing them under the truck. Yep. Maxi, the phrasing is throwing under the bus, Maxi? Hans. I nearly banned someone on Nomia's stream the other day. So you're on thin ice, buddy. You're on thin ice. See you later, werewolf. Have a lovely rest of your night /day/ middle of wherever the hell you are. I think Siska did. Oh yeah, Siska did end up banning that person, huh? Yeah, Siska loves Moiter. Alright, so what needs to happen next? There's the DSM version 1.1. This will include all the quality of life fixes above. They did also ask to be banned. That is also true. Yo, Dale, I have a question. Did you previously like the Pokemon Duck Trio? Or have you now developed a bond with the Pokemon Duck Trio because I named our Duck Trio after you in our Nuzlocke? Update. the banner. Make a new cover art. I have developed the bond. I love that. Mary says, every time you say DSM, I have a moment of diagnostic and statistical manual. You know, as you do. Hans, hard doubt, Hans, hard doubt. Hans, the ice beneath you is getting pretty thin, so you might as well swim. My world's on fire. How about yours? That's the way I like it, and I never get bored. I love that. Again, like this is the key reason why I like Nuzlocke so much. Because it makes you appreciate Pokemon that normally would not get that much love. And I know what you're gonna say, Maxi. Everyone loves Dugtrio. Dugtrio's so good it got banned in OU. I don't care about competitive Pokemon. I don't care. I listen to those videos to go to sleep. Okay, I don't care. I don't care how good Arena Trap is. Okay, I don't. I listen to Jimothy Cool to go to sleep, mostly because of the sultry sounds of his voice, and that's it. This is how much I'm engaging with the competitive Pokemon scene in good faith, okay? Haha, Mirai don't go burr. You know? All I know is that Tyranitar is the GOAT, except when he isn't the GOAT. So, fun fact, do I have the document on here? This is real, by the way, Maxi, you should get back to work, Maxi. No, this is actually related, by the way. So, fun fact, can I find it? Oh my god. So, fun fact, my first ttrpg project was, in fact, not Iron Valley. Does anyone in chat would like to remind everyone what my first ttrpg project was? Come on, go right ahead. What was the first ttrpg thing I ever made? Let's see who gets there first. Let's see who even gets it right. The Last Bread Mage? That's a novel. Roll for novel, says Dallas. Roll for novel came after. Technically, the first ttrpg thing I ever made was a supplement for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition titled How to Play Slowpoke in D&D 5th edition. That's right, that was me. I did it. I made the world famous D&D 5th edition supplement, How to Play Slowpoke in D&D 5th edition. This was me. Chippy says the ancient texts. That's right. A dopey race of psychic monstrosities? That's right. Look at this. I even made it look like an actual supplement. Who's that monstrosity? Look at the amount of work and care, by the way. By the way, I do want to say, I'm gonna come clean, by the way. This was really early. This was really early in my time as an artist. If the art looks good, it is because it is very much inspired by TCG art. Some of these might be like lightly traced, so please don't be impressed. This was really early. That's right. I love this image because it's like, I'm like, you know, some Slowpokes just walk upright. So in case you're wondering, a Slowpoke on 4 legs is 3 feet tall. Standing up is 5 feet tall. And in case you're wondering, what ability scores do you increase? It's Constitution by 2 and Willpower and Wisdom by 1, by the way. There's also a list of names if you would like to be a Slowpoke. Oh my god, I really did go hard on this, by the way. You have Oblivious and Regenerator. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. And you have Slowpoke spellcasting that gives you the traditional Pokemon abilities. Maxi, why are we here, Maxi? How did we end up here? By the way, the timer goes off in 2, 1. I'll get up on stage in a minute. The reason we're here, by the way, is because one of the abilities that I get, that one of the spells you can cast as a Slowpoke is in fact Trick Room, which at any time during combat, you can release a torrent of psychic energy that reverses the flow of battle and causes the initiative order to be reversed. Creatures that enter the battlefield after Trick Room was used are still affected by the reverse initiative order. This effect lasts until combat ends. Once you use this spell, you must finish a short or long rest before you can use it again. That's right, baby! That's right, let's say, no initiative, boys! Where my no initiative boys at? Dude, Rangers hate this spell. Rangers hate this spell. Rogues hate this spell. They're like, no, I like going first during combat. You're now going last, bozo. You're now going last. You can also choose to evolve into a Slowbro, but you know what? You can also choose one out of what is this, like 9 different tail options, because I'm like, a Slowbro has a Shelter for a tail. Well, what if I gave you more options? So you can actually choose between Shelter, Staryu, Corsola, Clamperl, Huntail, Gorbis, Lovedisk, Marini, and Wimpod to be like your tail as a Slowbro. I actually felt really smart. Like, your tail does 1d8 piercing damage and has finesse. That actually makes a lot of sense to me, if you ask me. What else did I do? You can also evolve into a Slow King. You must be level 10 or higher. It seems like a... Is that Pathfinder 2E supplement in disguise? Dude, here we go. By the way, there's also Mega Slowbro. You can also become Mega Slowbro. This supplement also comes with monstrous items. For instance, the Pseudo Wudo Staff. A Leek. A Poison Barb. A Scythe. A Fossil Mace. The Unknown Weapon, where is it? There he is, the Unknown Weapon. And a bunch of other... This Mere Whip. This weapon counts as a tool for painting and writing. A skill that does nothing. There you go, yeah. And it's me! Oh my god, it's my old... Oh my god, it's my old image. Oh my god. I don't even have like a date on when I made this. There's no date for this. This is also 12 pages. Ghastly Pale. It is ghastly in a bottle, by the way. Ghastly Pale, what happened, Maxi? What do you mean? That's me. There's no data because it's timeless? Hot damn. Empoleon really did get me there, huh? I promise I'm gonna get up. That's right, you can also wear a Slowpoke suit to make you look like a Slowpoke. Let's see, was there anything else that's fun in here? Yeah, Amnesia was fun though. Amnesia, you force a memory lapse in order to clear your mind, causing you to forget the events of the last 1d12 hours. But you gain advantage on all mental rolls, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma for 1d4 rounds. That's so much fun. That's so much fun. I think I also had Surf in here. There is Surf right there. Oh my god. Now the thing is that, like, I didn't design these to be like good. I designed them to be funny. Like, Surf is like you summon an enormous water deluge seemingly out of nowhere, washing away all but the most resilient. All creatures inside a 120-foot sphere around you, including you, must attempt a con saving throw. On a success, the creature is soaking wet but still on their feet. While on a failure, the creature is soaking wet and is also pushed 20 feet away from the point of origin, falling prone and losing their grip on whatever they were holding in their hands. The force of Surf often causes weapon to drop from their owner's hands, but it's also strong enough to cause prizes artifacts to fly off cliffs, never to be seen again, once you use this spell, etc, etc, etc. This is a species. This is a species. Yeah, so you could be a Slowpoke Cleric. You could be a Slowpoke Paladin. You could be a Slowpoke Warlock. Make that make sense. Actually, yeah, it's easy. It's like it's a Ghost type Pokemon. You have made a deal with a Ghost type Pokemon. I had a lot of fun with this. This was actually really cute. This art actually came out really good. What did I make this in? I think I might have made this on Clips Studio Paint. So you gave them species-specific spells? Yep. Multi-class into fighter for the action search and become fast po. That's right. Yeah, you get. See, it's actually a feat. If your DM allows for the use of feats from Chapter 6 of the Player's Handbook, a Slowpoke character has access to the following special feats. So Slowpoke spellcasting. As you develop and grow as a Slowpoke, you learn to harness your innate abilities, which function similar to the humanoid idea of spells. Upon taking this feat, you gain 4 spells from the list below. A Slowpoke spellcasting is unique to you being a Slowpoke, and thus none of the Slowpoke spells count against your number of spells known or spell slots. You can cast the number of Slowpoke spells equal to your Wisdom modifier, but keep in mind that once you've cast the Slowpoke spell, it cannot be used again until you've taken a short or long rest. It is also, by the way, it is customary to shout the spell name as part of the verbal component. Empoleon says, Slowpoke making a deal with a ghost-type Pokemon sounds like the plot of a mystery dungeon game. You're not wrong. What did I make rest do? You take a delightful nap, instantly regaining all lost hit points and falling unconscious for 1d6 rounds. You instantly wake up if you take any damage or someone uses their action to gently rouse you from sleep. When used outside of battle, you instead fall unconscious for 1d4 hours. If you're able to complete the full duration of the nap without interruptions, you wake up and count as though having taken a long rest. Once you use this spell, you must finish. Yeah, whatever. You made some interesting decisions. Go ahead. Call them bad decisions. Go ahead. You can. I did not make this with the intent of it being good, by the way. This was not meant to be good. I made it just to be fun. I should repost this, by the way. Maybe I should like clean it up and repost this because I feel like, you know. That's right. How to play Slowpoke in D&D 5.5e. Anyways, so there you go. Here's some the old text, by the way. I really wish there was a date on here, but there really isn't a date. Maxi, you should have put a freaking thing on here. How to play a Slowpoke in DSM? How dare you? But also like, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, also, by the way, Kitty was the one who told me that I should add Slowking and Mega Slowbro into the game. Let me actually check the document itself to see if the document has the date on it. 2019! Dude, this means that this is before I started making art for reals. Because I started making art for reals in 2020. Holy crap, this book is from 2019. This book is freaking 6 years old. Holy shit. Holy shit. Don't talk to me. I am not mentally prepared and or ready. Holy crap, that really is way before I got started with stuff. That's crazy. I bet I could edit it. You know what? Put it on the list of things. Put it on the list of things to put. Put it on the list of things that go on top of everything. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna take a second to clear my throat. Alright, this break has been long overdue. I'm gonna get up and just stretch my leggies. Because it turns out that sitting down for long periods of time is not good for your leggies. I strongly suggest everyone get up and stretch if just for 1 second. Just for a second. I do also want to add, by the way, that my beautiful, amazing, sexy wife, Lady Kirin, will be coming. They'll be what? They're actually getting out of work early today. So they might actually show up for dailies today. That's right, we're doing dailies. We're taking it easy today. Ronnie did not like that, but making a new cover art. Adding a note. Maxi, we didn't need to know that. Kitty's just getting out of work early. Why is that weird? Don't make it weird, Ronnie. Alright, back to work. Quotation fingers. Work. In 3, 2, 1. At this point, the joke is obligatory. I have to do the joke, otherwise Rumpelstiltskin's gonna take my firstborn again. Again! Wow, Maxi, Rumpelstiltskin, huh? Haven't really thought about any freaking Grimm's Brothers fairy tales in a while, yeah? I think about Rumpelstiltskin all the time. There was an old live-action version of the Rumpelstiltskin fairy tale. And I think about it all the time because it was like very, very cursed. It was like a really, really old live-action version. There was also like it lives in my brain in the same part of my brain as the ancient live-action Snow White movie. It's ancient, by the way. It's ancient. And I haven't looked it up because I know it's going to give me nightmares. I remember watching it as a child and being incredibly distressed. I'm like, something went wrong in this movie. Anyways. So, big and important. The most important right now, I hate to break it to you, but the most important thing right now is that I want to read Kate's book. That's the first thing. I promised that I would do it for Kate. Read Kate's book. Why? Because a friend asked me for a favor. Also because I let Kate down and I didn't read it before. And also, double also, triple also, quadruple also, is because the book is actually really good. Again, like, Kate's book has reached a point where I'm like, the edits that I'm suggesting are the edits that Kitty would suggest in a book that is at its final pass. So the most important thing, by the way. Siska, what is the name of the princess in Rumpelstiltskin again? Do you know? I like reaching to Siska. Siska knows everything. Probably Siska would know. You know, Siska is sagely and knows all the knowledge of the cosmos. So the most important thing is to read Kate's book. That is my first and number one priority. Another priority is finishing the social media update. Social media update. AKA reference sheet for me. That's like this is a little thing. This is a little thing. I also said that I would move all the quotes and all the command. I should probably move all the commands from mix it up. I'll do it. Also, by the way, does anybody have like a better name for the chatbot we use on stream? Yo, hi Moonlight. Hello. Nameless? No, he's gotta have a name. Sappy. Sappy's good, actually. She doesn't have a name. How about Max Gotchi? Max got you. Ah, the princess doesn't have a name. Mini Maxi? Oh, Mini Maxi's good. Okay, alright. Mix it up. Update. Auto Maxi? These are both good. Rename bot. I'm gonna put Auto Maxi or Mini Maxi. I mean, I guess we could put it up to both, but nonetheless, move all the quotes, move all the commands over. Micro Maxi? Mini Maxi be min maxing? How dare you? That is messed up, Hans, huh? Like, they wouldn't even bother naming her. Yeah, I'm gonna be entirely honest. I feel like I've lost steam on the idea of the stonks system. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see. How much is freaking Maxi stonks? How much are my stonks today? Let's check. Dallas is selling today? Yo, wow. Yeah, so currently Maxis were worth 17 saps when Dallas decided to sell. Wow, even my market is crashing, huh? Again, this is like less important. Yo, Dale just bought a crisp Maxi stonk for 17 saps. Oh, what else? Probably it's like this is fine. This is fine. So literally, okay. So I feel like I can work on this off stream mostly. Yeah, so sorry Moonlight, you don't have enough sappies to buy that yet. You might in a little bit though. Who has the most stonks? I don't think top stonks works. Again, not all the commands work yet, unfortunately. So that means that literally after this, because these are like the little things that need to happen. It's not really a big poor spotted. How dare you? That's so mean. So literally that's it. DSM, SRD, freaking something. We don't know. Freaking powered by the sex apocalypse. It's not gonna be called that, by the way. In fact, one, because it's kind of derivative. Let's just call it what it is. Yo, holy crap! Dallas just gave Moonlight a bunch of Maxi points. Actually, I think, if I remember correctly, it's actually saps. Actually, you don't want to give Maxi points. It's saps. Anyways, it's a big mess. I gotta fix it. Also known as I gotta remove it from the stream. Anyways, we'll think about it. Because I do like the idea of having like stonks for every like friend of the stream, so we can be like, hey, Kendra's here. Wow, how are the Kendra stonks doing? Bad, always bad. Anyways, actually, Kendra's flourishing. Kendra had some good news lately. Shoutouts to Kendra, by the way. You know what? Shoutouts to Kendra. All right, so with this, we can now. 1 whole hour into the stream, actually start talking about what we're here for. What are we here for? Just to suffer? Hi, Rudolph. Hello. What's up? What is happening here? Wouldn't you want to know, Rudy boy? I am discussing what is happening next. Originally, I was going to make an SRD for DSM, but I realized, and he and I were talking about this, that it might be more fruitful to mature the mechanics in DSM into a new kind of like engine, and then release that as the SRD, which allows me the chance to make an updated version of DSM with more mature systems. And particularly, because again, I am considering making a monster catching game using the mechanics from DSM. Yeah. Moonlight says experienced an earthquake yesterday, and I gotta say, not a fan. As someone who lived in Mexico and now in California, I'm like, I don't know. Earthquakes are not that bad. They just come and go. It's just a little rumbling under your feet. What's the big deal? So will this Pokemon game be bindable? By the way, Rudy, I'm actually happy you're here. I meant to say this, by the way. They what? Thank you. Thank you, Chippy. By the way, Rudy actually shared some of their art on the Discord, and I have to say, I had no idea that Rudy could draw. That's dope as hell. And yet even Rudy even more talented than we previously thought. That's crazy. Yo, big shoutouts to Rudy, by the way. You know what? Shoutouts to Rudy. Back to the topic of earthquakes. I was actually present at a really, really big, large earthquake, but I was coming home from school when that happened. So I was walking home in the middle of the earthquake, and I did not feel it. And I get home, and everyone is freaking out, and I'm like, what's wrong? Why is everybody being weird? And then my family are like, didn't you just feel it? And then I'm like, feel what? Is it 1989 all over again? I'm not that old. Jesus Christ. Ew! Ew! Dallas says, I almost considered joining a game jam, but it was too restrictive for the idea I had, and it also let in Gen AI as long as it doesn't infringe copyright. How? Gen AI is like intrinsically copyright infringing. Bro. I've never wanted to have the bruh sound so bad in my life. Holy crap. Do we have a sound for this? I don't have a sound for this. All I gotta say.
This is why I don't respect streamers.
Yeah, that's bad. It's bad, but it's bad, real bad. There's actually quite a few good game jams going on. There is a particular one, the word for which I don't think I can say on YouTube, but let's just say there's an F-word jam going on right now, and I think it's dope as hell. Also, did I hear right that Maxi didn't catch the Orwell reference? Who the hell is Orwell? The guy who makes popcorn? I mean, fellas, listen. At this point, that's 1984. I'm probably the only person in this chat who has read 1984, so I'm gonna ask you all to step the hell. I know. Dale was by the way, Dale was referencing the 1989 San Francisco earthquake that devastated the San Francisco Bay Area. By the way, that happened in 1989. You had to read it for school? Yeah. Then you know that half the book is just middle-aged man dates a woman half his age. I also read it for school. Oh, now everyone has read it, huh? Everyone's read 1984, huh? Okay, sure. Oh my god, Dallas. So what needs to happen next? I would very much like to make an SRD for a game engine powered by the principles and ideals in DSM, but in a more refined way. No, Chippy, I assure you, I'm not that old. I understand literally 1984 was just a meme. I understand that. I know that. Yeah, that's the San Francisco. There's one thing you need to know about San Francisco, okay? San Francisco loves two things, okay? San Francisco loves gay people, and it fucking loves sourdough, okay? So during the 1989 earthquake, a big fire broke out, and it was burning down like a bunch of San Francisco. It was about to burn down the bread factory where they made their world famous sourdough. So there were people literally going into the burning building to rescue the sourdough starter, because that sourdough starter had literally been going and been getting fed for like 100 years. I think about that all the time. They did save it, by the way. Goals, to be honest? Chippy watching a man running into a fire to save a sourdough starter? Man.
It should have been me, not him!
I would like to make an SRD for a game engine powered by the principles and ideals in DSM, but in a more refined way. Oh, 1,100-year-old sourdough starter. That makes a lot more sense. You know, now that I mean, who wouldn't want that life? Do you get fed every day? People take a little bit out of you and then turn it into bread. Everyone is eating you. People eat you. People are world famous because they come over and eat a piece of you. It's no, that's true. That's Chippy says that said you're buying me Train Simulator. Okay, no, checks out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Love me a bread that tastes like World War I. I mean, like, it is kind of cool though that like they have one recipe for bread and like it's been going for like 100 years. That's dope though. I think that's cool. Yo. You know what, Chippy? One of these days I will buy you Train Simulator. you bastard. So, now what are said principles? Is the perpetual stew? Dude, could you imagine? You make one good stew and you just keep pulling like bowlfuls of stew out of it. Dude, I would make like perpetual chili. Dude. Some chili, oh my god. Chili would go so hard. Oh man, I'm thinking about it now. Oh man, I'm thinking about it. Oh, I really am thinking about it now. Imagine, by the way, not pictured, it's me eating that bowl of chili. Anyways, what's this stream about again? So the principle of DSM is that the game has fully mechanized the concept of timers. One of the principles of DSM is timers and clocks to push forward solo play. One of the biggest issues with solo play is the friction that comes from having to decide what happens next. Let me just remove you. I don't want you. Having to decide what happens next. What happens next? That right there is the biggest friction, the biggest hurdle I feel like players have to get, particularly when they're coming from a system where there is a game master and players, and all they need to do is just engage with whatever the game master is giving them. Or if they're a piece of shit, just not engage with anything at all and just sit in there for 3 hours doing nothing. Welcome back once again to Maxi. Is that based on a real story? It isn't. It's just things that I've seen and things that make me feel uncomfortable. If you are playing a game with people and you've agreed to be at a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I don't know, man. I think you should engage with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I feel like spending 3 hours not having fun seems like a self-own, if you ask me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So having to decide what happens next, I feel like that's the biggest friction. Having a clock such as the one in DSM removes that friction because players know what happens. Okay, whoa. Stop. Hans has played Blood on the Clock Tower? Dude! Secondly, Hans, you played Blood on the Clock Tower. What do you mean your team lose 3 times in a row? It's like a 50-50 chance that your team wins. So like, it's not even that bad. I also feel like group games like that are about the experience too anyway. Oh my god, oh no, Gorm? Gorm says the cane rod got so bad that I'm now running my campaign with a second group and there are like 7 spectators aside from the 5 players and I feel overwhelmed. Yeah. Han says, yeah, but I messed up big 3 times. What, were you in the corner like, but guys, I'm the werewolf or whatever the thing is. Guys, I'm the mafia. Guys, I'm the impostor. Nah, messing up is part of the fun. I don't play board games to win. I play board games to see what happens. I mean, honestly, I don't play tabletop role-playing games to win. I play tabletop role-playing games to see what happens. To know what happens. This mechanism is twofold in DSM. There is a clock for forcing the player to engage with the combat system, and the clock for the combat system itself. This symmetric duality helps the player understand that no matter what they do, they know what is going to happen next. A better version of this system needs to be a little more lenient to enable role-playing so that players can make their own story, a thing that is sorely missing in base DSM. Oh my god, I love that though. I love that, Hans, though. Like, and also, like, I don't know, messing up is also a learning experience. That's good. I very much prefer being the person who messes up and then learns from it than the person who gets it right and like never gets the fun of like engaging with the systems. You know what I'm saying? Which whole cargo tea time, huh? You know what, Dale? I'm gonna Google what that is without showing the stream, because I swear to God, Dale would never. Oh, it's the girls from K-On! I'm such a fake fan, I didn't even know which. I like the one with the big old eyebrows. What's her name? The one with light hair. She looks like Kitty. What's the name of the girl with the light hair and the big old eyebrows? What's her name? Mugi? Sumugi, there you go. Sumugi. That's the one I like. Oh wow, I should not have opened the screen yet. Just shows you this. Hopefully, I'm not getting doxxed anywhere. Sumugi, I like her. She's cute. She's cute. She looks dumb. I like it when characters are dumb. Why, Maxi? Because you're dumb yourself? Wow. Wow. You can't just say that to people. You can't just like say that to someone. Not on their stream. You're gonna get banned. You're gonna get banned. Look. Quick, duck. So what is another thing that I very much like about the system in DSM that I would like to adapt into a full-fledged system, which would be the evolution of DSM. You know what, fellas? I have an idea, by the way. I have an idea for what the system should be called, actually. Everyone, please pay attention to the screen. I got you, by the way. You know what? So, the current system is called DSM, right? What if, hear me out, okay? Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Okay, so the current system is called DSM, right? It's Deus Ex Machina is the name of my book, right? Deus Ex Machina, DSM. What if, for the better version of the system, what if we call it Better DSM, or for short, BDSM? What do y'all think? What do y'all think, huh? What do y'all think? Pretty smart, huh? Pretty smart, huh?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bound by BDSM. By the way, I cannot by the way call the game this, by the way. I know you're all like, haha, Maxi, but what if? No, this is absolutely ridiculous. 12:16. This is a cute clip. Admit, how long have you planned that? Rudolf Aligierski asks in chat, for how long have you planned that? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, okay? I literally just thought about it like 2 seconds ago. I want to make this very clear, by the way, okay? I want to make this very clear. When I first came up with the idea for DSM, I did not realize that it's one letter of BDSM. Yo, no worries, Mary. Get a few hours of sleep. Take care. Okay, Maxi, whatever you say. That is the correct reaction. Thank you, Siska. That is what you should do. That is what you should do. Better DSM. BDSM. By the way, I'm supposed to be on break. So everyone, please take a second to get up and stretch your legs. I am literally going to do that now. Okay. Okay. Now, by the way, for anyone out there who's like, I joined this stream because you said you were gonna design a Pokemon TTRPG. When is the Pokemon TTRPG, Maxi? It's, we're gonna spend, I'm gonna say, 30 to 40 minutes designing it. We're gonna take the lessons from breaking down BDSM. I'm already calling it BDSM. We're gonna break down the lessons from DSM, the mechanics that I really like, and we're gonna start thinking how we could apply them to something like Pokemans. Following the mission names from DSM, it could be BTR DSM. That is fair. We'll probably come up with a better name for it. So, Gorm says Nintendo agents kicking down your door at this very moment. I know for a fact they won't, because first off, it wouldn't be Nintendo. It would be the Pokemon Company. Secondly, it has long been proven that Pokemon only cares about what you're doing if you're, one, making a thing that they're planning on making money on, and two, if you are making too much money. And I'm forgetting who I am. I'm making too much money. I have a faint feeling that Nintendo has no plans on making a TTRPG. Also, I want to make this very clear, by the way. And I want to just make this like incredibly clear right now. When the time comes that I release my own monster collecting TTRPG, it will not be Pokemon branded. It will be its own unique, cool thing. And if you want to make Pokemon in that setting, that's up to you. That's not me. That's not my prerogative. That is your pierogi if you want to do that, okay? Dracula Flow jump scare? You got it. Yeah, absolutely. He lives in my head. I am them. I've always been them. I will continue to be them. Hey, my DNA just came in. Turns out I'm 100% the Malayan. This shit means nothing to me. I love that. I will say, okay, so let's take a second to talk about, thank you for being so transparent about it, Maxi. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, like, the thing is this, okay? I don't want anybody to be like, Maxi, when are you gonna make when are you gonna make a game with all 1025 Pokemon in it? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not going to do that. You can do it. I won't. I'm gonna make cool new Pokemon concepts. In fact, let's take a second to go down memory lane with me, okay? If you are an audio-only listener, you may want to actually turn towards the screen. No, it is actually currently 1025 Pokemon, Hans. Unless I'm incorrect, it is 1025 Pokemon. So, this is not the first time I've tried to make a Pokemon catching ttrpg. In fact, it is Mysterioso's comment that has reminded me that the very first time I was seriously making a Pokemon ttrpg was in fact not inspired by the mainline Pokemon games, but in fact inspired by Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. During the pandemic, I was working on an idea for a ttrpg in which you have been turned into a Pokemon. Much like the plot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you are a human being, and now you are a Pokemon. And it was more of a game about recruiting a group of Pokemon and trying to find a way to turn yourself back to human. Because this was before I was serious about being a tabletop role-playing game designer, I was literally using Pokemon. And I found out what many people find out when doing what I was trying to do, in that trying to convert all of the information that a Pokemon has into tabletop role-playing format is too damn much. It's too damn much. It's too much work. In fact, I would like to give a big shout out. Let me go find the video real quick. It's been on my watch list forever, but I finally watched that. A young man made a video on sorry, jump scare, someone else's voice. It is Henry Kathman released a video on the Pokemon TTRPGs, and he talks about them,
of being the forever. Want to be able to transfer
their experience, and as someone who has already in the past looked into these games, it was nice seeing some of my feelings and concerns around them be echoed, but also it was nice seeing what other engines do in a nice big summarized fashion. It's a 42-minute video, by the way. If someone would like to watch it, you can find it here. That's the video that I watched. Now, I am going to show you one thing. So, after trying to make a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, I stopped doing that. Dallas says there's already a Pokemon TTRPG. It's called GURPS and a lot of GM work. Got him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fantastic use of the finger guns emoji, by the way, Dallas. Fantastic work. I'm gonna show you a piece of art, some art that I've never shown anyone, and Kitty would actually not approve of me showing you. But I will show you, because I think it will show the mind space in which Kitty and I were at the time. So, following the time. So after, the time when I was thinking about that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, that was around the time when I first made Iron Valley as a hack of Iron Sworn. And following that, I'm pretty sure I created One Page Left, then Roll for Novel, and then One Page Holiday. And, I've made quite a few games since that and released a couple novels since that. And in between that time, at around the ending of 2024, no way, was it really 2024? Was it really a year and a chunk ago? I think it was a year and a chunk ago. At the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, Kitty and I were talking about making a Pokemon-inspired TTRPG. with our own, of course, our own, creatures and our own monsters. I'm not gonna tell you the name just yet. Maybe the file name will tell you what it is. But we actually started creating like the own custom creatures and the mechanisms that would be in there. There is, you know what? I think I can just show you the first one. We made quite a few, but I'm not gonna show you everything because it's behind. It's private. It's private. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? Anyways, here is one of the little creature concepts. A 3-stage evolution of a any kind of setting has to have a bug in it. And we were making a region inspired by, of course, the San Francisco Bay Area where we live. And we were thinking of a paper-like bug line, including fucking love. Napa Roll is a great name for a creature. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, we created a bunch of creatures. We have a name and a concept for this game. Kind of reminds you of Cassette Beasts. There's also a bunch of monster catching games that are in my backlog as research. But nonetheless, I have a core concept. Like I want you to understand that when I say that I've been thinking of making a monster catching collecting game, it hasn't been out of nowhere. It's a thought that I've had for a long time. There's a lot of research in here. There's a lot of basic concepts that are already kind of like, I don't want to say set in stone perhaps, but there's a lot of stuff that's already like ready to go. Do I want to show you anything else? No. You know what? Actually, I will show you one. I'll show you one more. Okay. I'm gonna show you like the starter mammal, because I do like them. I do really like them. Volatile. He's got a little bomb on his butt. Oh my god. And Stalote. There you go. I do really like these, by the way. These came out really good. I really like. Especially, you're like, Maxi. That face looks familiar, Maxi. That face looks familiar. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. That shit looks nothing like me. Anyways. So, a lot of thought has already been put into creating a Pokemon ttrpg. Now, let me quickly, before we start actually talking about designing a Pokemon ttrpg, let's actually go back to what makes DSM interesting and fun, okay? So, one of the elements that makes DSM interesting is, first and foremost, the use of timers. We have a clock that tells the player specifically what needs to happen and when. This way the player already knows what's up. This is essentially an advancement, a growth, an evolution, perhaps you could say, an evolution of the concepts that I already brought into Iron Valley, the very first game that I designed. Iron Valley stood out because it had an inherent clock in the game. Every time you marked progress, you marked the advance of time 4 times, the clock would advance. You would be forced to advance the clock to the next day because time was limited. The game was less about combat and fending off the wilderness and surviving, and more about making the most out of the days you have. I very much like the idea of using time as a resource. Anyone who's ever played a Dungeons and Dragons campaign can attest for the fact that most campaigns have, you're playing the game for 3 years, but the time that has passed in the campaign is like 1 evening. I'm not calling anyone out in specific. Welcome back to Maxi. Are you calling out Siska today, Maxi? No. This is actually personal experience. It is an incentive to plan your actions ahead of time, says Mysterioso. It is, and I feel like here's the dealio. I have a different way of approaching the design process. I like to, because I make solo games, okay? I don't make group games, I make solo games. Siska says, the blue lamp displays over 2 to 3 months. Thank you very much. Anyways, I like to think a lot of the design choices that I make are player facing, and I think that there's intentionality is really important. Intentionality is really, it's missed a lot in group play. Players are basically reacting to what's going on. There is no intention in their actions. Forgive me for saying it so bluntly. But I feel like when you're playing by yourself, the intention of deciding what you're going to do with your time really, really increases engagement. It makes you, feel like there's something at stake. And the answer is time. And I feel like everyone can relate to time being at stake. So, big important thing. The other thing that I feel that DSM does that really stands out is the fact that all of the mechanisms in this game are relayed in the form of cards. So here's the dealio, okay? Here's the dealio, okay? As someone who has made tabletop role-playing games for a little bit, I like complexity in a game. As long as it doesn't become bloated. When you have a sheet full of concepts and ideas, it can become really easy to forget about mechanics. And I think that if you forget about a mechanic in play, that is, in a way, the fault of the designer, I think. That's why I like the idea of turning complex mechanics, such as in this case the parts of a giant robot, into a simple card with keywords in it that are easy to parse in one look. This serves two purposes, by the way. F14 twitches nervously. Oh yeah. Now Siska says, I don't think multiplayer or single player RPGs are better than the other. That was absolutely not my intention in saying that. But I do think they're designed completely differently. And I designed solo games. It needs to be complex but intuitive. That is one way of saying it for sure. And I agree with it, I feel like one of the biggest elements when it comes to the parsing of mechanics during play is signaling to the player when certain things become relevant. For instance, I have participated in a weekly D&D game with Kitty's coworkers. And the one thing that I don't like about D&D is that I basically have to remember everything my character does at all times. I have to remember everything my character can do at all times. And it's an awful lot of information that really isn't relevant, I don't like and you may be thinking, Maxi, you don't need to know what your breath weapon does out of combat. And the answer is, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I feel like the breath weapon can come up, during scenes when we're not in combat. And there's a lot of I don't want to say there's a lot of busy work that comes with larger, more tactical games like that. It can what? Thank you, Siska. Thank you, Siska. So I think that queuing players into, for instance, during DSM, the mecha parts are only relevant during combat. And within combat, only some parts are relevant to the things you're doing. So for instance, if you want to vent the heat of your mech, you usually will use whatever part of your mech has the ability to vent. In that case, you're able to sort through the noise and be like, if I want to do X, which part of my kit does X? That becomes the answer to that particular question. As opposed to hold on, can I even do X? Let me look through my spell list to see if I can do X. Which is just needless friction. I think the cards cue to the player when they can be used, when to rely on them. And also, I'm gonna tell you, by turning these mechanics into cards, and they also achieve having limited real estate. I think there's an upper ceiling for how much a single thing can do. Again, I love one of the first arms you have in the game is the garland arm. It has a single ability. It has a name, how much time it crosses during combat, its range, and its attack value. That's it. And honestly, like, I look at it and I'm like, it's so clean, man. It's so clean. It's also, by the way, it's also the only weapon in the starter parts that can actually affect anything in the far range, by the way. Like I have a line in this particular page that, like, it feels cutting, but, like, I meant it, you know? You know, some parts have a lot of systems and some don't. Don't mistake complexity for quality, you know? The garland arm is really good at what it does, and it doesn't need to do anything else. Holy shit, is that Kendra? Is that Kendra? Hello, Kendra. Hello, hello. How you doing, boy?
Hey, boy.
You know what, Kendra? I know you just got in here. Let me really quickly. You know what? Is Kendra MLM? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. You know what? Kendra's here. I figure Kendra always asks the question, so I figure we might as well just, like, ask it ourselves. So please feel free to answer the poll, by the way, to figure out finally once and for all, is Kendra MLM? Yo, wait, hold up, Dallas. Did you watch Ristic Studies video on Siege Rhino? Was it Ristic Studies? Was it Ristic Studies? I need to know this right now. Yup, I love his work. He's really good. His videos are so polished. I really like it. Multi-level marketing? No, it's men loving men. Although some days I don't even know anymore. Mysterioso says regarding the garland arm, it shoots far and is hard, but that doesn't make it better than others. It's true. So the reason why I like the mechanisms being fit into cards is that it creates artificial, yes, but it creates a limit to how many mechanics a player has to deal with. Kendra says, I'm also an expert in multi-level marketing. Are you really, though? Are you really? Alright, I'm ending the poll. Turns out, once again, surprising no one, we have not come up to a... We have not yet decided. We're not sure yet if Kendra is, in fact, MLM. So, you know what? Mission failed. We'll get him next time. I don't have the sound anymore in my chat, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll get him next time, fellas. We'll get him next time. So, oh no way! Yep. You know what? You know, most people didn't vote, and that's your problem right there. You know what? So, mechanisms are limited to cards. Now, putting all the mechanisms in easy to parse, compact cards allows the player to become intimate, really, just to really get to know the mechanics without needing to keep a complex player sheet or tons of spell cards. Although this does limit the ultimate complexity of the game, it is still better than the alternative. So my thing is, okay, Kendra, boo. Okay, Kendra's trying to get Dominion to sue me, okay? Lies and Slander by Kendra. You know, Kendra, maybe next time, Kendra, don't offer $1 million to people who vote for you for them to say no. Kendra just doesn't want us to know if they're MLM. That's what it is. personally, I feel that for solo play, it's better to have these mechanisms in a nice card format. Now, I know what you're thinking, Maxi. For a Pokemon-inspired TTRPG, would each creature be a simple card, Maxi? And I think the answer for that is yes. I think that for a monster catching TTRPG, am I just gonna start just using the placeholder name? You know what? I could just start using the name for it. Fuck it, I'm always so secretive about what I do. I'll just use the name that we had for it. Okay, so on a Tuesday, the way I woke up and y'all trying to frame me as a man. Kendra, I've seen your profile picture. If you didn't want to look like a man, if you don't want to look like a man, you're doing a bad job of it. You're doing a bad job of it.
Dude, that's gay.
Don't make me pull up your social media profile live on stream right now. Computer, show me Kendra's balls. Computer, show me Kendra's balls. Wow, I'm really happy my screen was covered for that. Holy crap. Wait, Kendra, you didn't share your goddamn Ash cosplay on social media. What is this? Kendra? Kendra, I'm trying to it's in my letterbox right now. I'm gonna go find your letterbox real quick. It's not in your link tree, Kendra. What if I go to your Instagram? Your letterbox is not in your link tree. It is your Etsy shop, your Instagram, your horror film essay series. Your Instapic is old, yeah. Dale says, Maxi, I thought you stopped using Instagram. I have. I don't use Instagram anymore. It asks me to log in. I don't have an account. Oh, I thought Kendra took this as a chance to like try to get me again. They didn't. Bless their heart. I would like to inspect that image, please. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to I literally have to inspect the element. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, all right, here we go. Kendra, if you didn't want everyone to think like a man, why did you dress like a man and look really cunty at that, huh? Kendra, did you ever think about that, Kendra, huh? Anyways, by the way, in case anybody's wondering, yes, Kendra is underneath the truck in Vermilion City because I keep putting them under the truck. This looks so badass, by the way. Holy crap. The blood is so good. Me when I'm a vampire? The blood is so good. Got him. Got him. Got him, bozo. Alright. I'm gonna get up and search and then we're gonna keep talking about a Pokemon TTRPG. Blue hair is meeting its end. We're at critical levels. Oh no. I guess you're gonna have to get more pronouns, honestly. It's the only way. I'm stretching. I'm on my feet. I'm stretching. Kendra said time to perhaps do he, they, perhaps. More pronouns. GP says, if you lose your hair, you won't have pronouns. Oh, actually, Kendra says they're gonna bleach it white. I actually already have a photo of Kendra with bleach white hair, actually. Yeah, I actually already do. I have it. I have it here, like ready. There we go. I have it right here. I have it right here. Oh, I haven't actually opened it. I haven't. Oh, yeah, okay. There you go. I realized I turned off Firefox. Anyway, here's a picture of Kendra with bleach white hair, by the way. Yep. Yep. That's Kendra. That's Kendra right there. That's what Kendra looks like. Yep. Kendra asks, "Is that Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen?" No, that's you. That's you. Kendra, what you're seeing is your reflection in your phone. Kendra, what you're seeing is your reflection on your phone's screen, actually. This is just what Kendra looks like too, like it fucking gets me. Kendra's like, no, it couldn't be me, and I'm like, this is just what you look like. My brain is changing. Yeah, you're becoming an anime fan again. Alright, so. Yo, let's go! Kendra's been learning drawing. I'm so proud of you, Kendra. Alright, so what are things that I would like to change from DSM that I feel like are important for this completed version? First off, I feel like there needs to be more room for role-playing. Although I very much like DSM, the updated version will have more room for role-playing because I feel like there kind of isn't room for role-playing. What are we adding to BDSM to make it better? The first thing is more room for role-playing. The biggest pitfall with DSM is that the mission structure is a little too tight. There is not a lot of room or time for the player to envision their own story and how they interact with the world. One problem with DSM is how downtime actions are either mechanically, narrative or mechanical in purpose. In reality, they should either be narrative or a mix of both. I feel like that's like the way to go about doing it. I feel like it, because I definitely, the downtime actions in DSM are the part I like the least about the game. It is definitely a pitfall. It is a failure of my game design that, you know, some of the actions that you do in the game are just better mechanically than others. And again, I love the visual style. I love what I came up with, but I can love it and still see that it's not helpful. For it, also, the refined script ability is just like not good. Let's just call a spade a spade. It's too expensive for what little it does. And the wet work ability, too strong, just too strong. So perhaps the best approach are narrative-heavy downtime actions with a slight mechanical bonus, encouraging players to engage with them not only because of their narrative implications, but also because of what they do to the mechanics. For instance, for example, a revised Scrappers downtime action where you do a narrative thing and are then rewarded with one scrap of any of the kind you have the least of. For instance, BRB Disco Skull, just things that happen. Things that happen. By the way, for anybody who wants to wondering what the hell Kendra's talking about, I believe Kendra made a skull covered with little mirror plates as a gift for a friend, and since Kendra is moving, I believe Kendra is helping their friend pack the disco skull. Kendra isn't at a dance club filled with skeletons and they're now playing 70s music, and Kendra's like, hold up, I gotta go to the dance floor. My bonies are there. You know? What, do you think Kendra doesn't get down with the bonies? You think Kendra's not a bonehead? Kendra is absolutely a bonehead. Kendra gets down with the bonies, you know? Kendra's got moves, you know? Kendra can do the scary skeletons dance, like, on demand. Anyways, so instead of what we have here for refined scrap, where instead it's just you turn 5 scrap into any other scrap, instead, you know, as highlighted here, you do a narrative thing, which could be some, you know, a scenario with some random chance. Let me actually add this, you know, as for what the narrative thing would be, it should take the form of a prompt that asks the player to envision themselves in the world and interacting with it. I feel like that's like the most effective way to get the players to like really envision what they're doing in the world, literally asking them to see themselves in the world. I think, for instance, you know, if we were to remake the Scrapper's ability right now, for instance, I think what it, again, just right off the top of the dome piece, okay, it would be like, the Scrappers ask you how the world was like before retrograde, and then like, you know, what did they ask you about, and then you just like, and then, you know, just list of different topics. There you go. Since the members of the Scrappers are like the youngest members of the movement, and they literally don't know a world before retrograde effed it up, and it is implied that your character is old enough to have seen the world before retrograde took over, this gives you a chance to envision your character's backstory, etc, etc, etc. This is the goal, by the way. This is the goal for the DSM system. More role-playing. And the second thing, the crux, if you may, the thing that makes time travel possible, the flux capacitor of this system, journeys. So I'm currently calling them journeys. Max, is that a reference to Pokemon Journeys? No, I just realized that there's a thing called Pokemon Journeys just now, 2 seconds ago. 4 seconds from the last time I started figuring out this thought. So, what are journeys? I talked about this before, but this is the big mechanical element that I wanted to add to DSM, and they are a kind of campaign. It is a self-contained campaign with random events, random chances to envision what's going on. Is this the Iron Valley Adventures preview? Okay, so sidebar. Let's go over here for now. Okay, so sidebar. So at the beginning of this year, I said I gave a list of the things that I was gonna do in 2025. Things have happened in life that have gotten in the way of those plans. Originally, I was gonna release new versions of the Fabulous Gays. We will see how the year pans out, but right now it doesn't seem in the cards. Things are kind of too messed up politically for me to feel like I am in a mental space to write about gays being in a happy, accepting world, minding their own problems. I'm not in a mental space where I can do that. The other thing was the concept of Iron Valley Adventures. And I will be 100% honest in that a lot of the ideas for Iron Valley Adventures are getting folded into this DSM idea. Yes. No worries, Moonlight. Enjoy your lunch. Yo, someone's getting lunch? Dude, I wish it was me. Maxi, you already had lunch. What about second lunch, huh? What about second lunch, huh? You ever think about second lunch, huh, buddy? Huh? Anyways, so all of this to say, I'm saying this right now to show you the mental process that I am going through as a creative person in a world that doesn't stop spinning. Originally, I was gonna make an all new system, a new take on Iron Valley. Right now, I feel like probably the course of action will be adapting Iron Valley into this new updated system. That feels to me like the course of action. A bunch of quality of life improvements, of course, but I think what I would do, I would probably adapt Iron Valley into a system like this. Alternatively, make a smaller game set in the Iron Valley world using this system. That's the idea. Again, I have a bunch of notes, a bunch of mechanics, way too many ideas for Iron Valley Adventures. Maybe not all of them will make it here. I mean, unless something happens, not all of them won't make it here. Some will. But this is an idea that I had for Iron Valley Adventures. It's one of the ideas that I had, and it's getting folded into here because the reality is this. And this is coming, by the way, as someone who's done a lot with writing fiction. I think that writers do, and creative people do in general, is that they save an idea because they're like, what if I need this idea for later? So I better save it. I better keep it safe. I better hide it under my pillow, so no one can steal it. Fun fact, there is no point in saving ideas for later, because when later comes, you can always just come up with new ideas. Fun fact, by the way, you can always just come up with new ideas. So instead of being like, hey, I'm gonna save all the ideas that I had for Iron Valley Adventures, I'm like, well, why don't I just use some of those ideas that I had? Because I will always come up with new ideas. Also, welcome back, Kendra. So that right there's the crux. So let me zoom back out. So although the BDSM will feature a new more lenient and RP focused gameplay loop, there will also be packaged campaigns / journeys that allow players to experience a somewhat guided it's not really branching. Siska says, there's probably a name for this type of fallacy, but lots of creative people struggle with finding the right moment to do something. Turns out the right moment is always now, you dingus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's true. Siska's correct here, by the way. Theron Fantasia stewed for a while, I see. Hey. So Dailies is putting me on the spot. And honestly, you know what? I respect it. Theron Fantasia has been stewing from the moment that I made Iron Valley. Theron Fantasia has been stewing since there. Also, by the way, everyone, say hi to my wife! Yo, wifey, you sound terrible! Oh, my poor wife is not feeling so good. Everyone, please bear with me. I'm gonna go give my wife a hug. Be right back. Wifey! My baby! Oh, you're not feeling good, huh? Oh, don't worry. Take care of you now, okay? I love you. Oh, my baby. Say hi to chat.
Hi, Cat.
And now kick Ganto out of your spot.
Oh, I gotta put my lunch away. And then I'll kick him out of his box.
Siska says hi. Yeah, so if you're like, I had an idea for Fantasia since I created Iron Valley, and I've been like stewing on that. There's a specific nugget of an idea that I keep like tugging at like a ball of yarn, trying to unravel it, and I've yet to devise the way to fully unravel it. But for now, you know, package campaigns are journeys that allow players to experience a somewhat guided format of the game. The current way I am envisioning these journeys is in the form of a board game board, such as Monopoly or Life, where the player begins at one spot on the board, and every time the board's unique clock fills, they roll a dice and move that many steps. The spots on the board ask for unique prompts. So the props providing unique events to the story the journey is telling the player. Because each player will move a different number of spots. Everyone's journeys will be different. Inherently different. This also allows for... It's also... it's quite a bit a 1,000-year-old vampire. Yeah, I see that. This also allows for replayability. Hi, Sefefe. So BDSM is a joke right now because we're making a better version of the engine for DSM, and we're calling it Better DSM, also known as BDSM. It's a joke. This is not the final title, but I think it's funny. Also, hi. This also allows for replayability. Much like the game of life, I envision there being stop points where key story events happen, regardless of the number on the dice rolled, etc. Yeah, so the thing I very much enjoy about this system is that it allows for players to create their own custom content easily. Instead of having to create like a whole, okay, if you want to make a campaign for something like, let's say, like Morkborg or Final or D&D 5th edition, you have to come up with like stat tables and like locations and art and maybe even mechanics, traps if it's a dungeon. It's too much. No worries, Dallas. See you later. That was gonna take a little break. No worries. More like smell you later. So I like this because it gives people who want to create custom content a framework for creating that unique custom content. As opposed to having to start from nothing. You literally have a groundwork, and I like that. It's actually the same thing for the card-based system. Read below on why this rocks for custom content. It's easy to make. Creating, for instance, a monster that fits into a single card is easier than creating, a whole evolution, like a whole fake mon with stats and a list of moves they can learn, etc., etc., etc. It's definitely a lot more compact, and I very much like that. So, Maxi's monster capturing ttrpg ideas. All right, and so now I have been defeated. We have done 2 hours of talking about game design. Let's now talk about monster ttrpg game design. So this is something that I have been thinking about a lot, okay? Because Pokemon means a lot to a lot of different people. And I know what you're thinking. Maxi, don't you mean, when you say monster catching, you mean like all the monster catching? Like Digimon, freaking, what was the one for the Game Boy Color, the one with all the robots in it? That one, Maxi? And all the ones inspired by that? Not quite. I feel like, to be entirely honest, it's Pokemon. The inspiration is Pokemon. The franchise has been going for like
28 years.
Yeah, the microphone is catching you and actually moving my lips. Yeah, like 27 years. So I feel like there's enough to draw inspiration from.
No, it's 29 years this year.
Kitty says 29 years this year. Actually, Kitty, speak casually. I want to see how much it picks up.
This is what it sounds like. I'm just talking.
Okay, no, it's really quiet. Okay, never mind.
Hello.
So because I wonder that, like, I wonder if I'm repeating after you and then the stream can still hear you. So I'm just like,
Fair.
I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I don't know what the stream's hearing. Which I'm like, what is the stream even hearing now? Who knows? Who knows? Which reminds me, by the way, speaking of who knows, I'm by the way, consider this your formal reminder to take your medication if you need to take medication. My left shoulder has been aching terribly. I am in intense pain right now. So I'm gonna take a second and take some ibuprofen before I continue with my spiel. Okay, so instead of a long essay, I'm just literally gonna just write ideas, by the way. So, the issue with monster collecting games is that they have a bunch of stuff going on. One of the biggest elephants in the room, just put an elephant emoji. Elephant in the room number 1, okay? Pokemon combat is too much for a TTRPG. In the video that I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna link it again in chat. I believe it's this. If it isn't, forgive me. That video outlines how different Pokemon TTRPGs handle combat, and the reality is that if you're going 1-to-1, you're going to, please excuse the language, fucking fail. You're gonna fucking fail. You cannot do all the mechanics that are in Pokemon. So my question is, what parts of the Pokemon combat are truly worth keeping? What parts of the Pokemon combat are truly worth keeping? And we're gonna have a list of keeping. You know what? We're actually gonna do a table real quick. We're gonna do a table.
Should I open it?
Or should I keep it sealed? There you go. Thank you, Kitty. Wait, keeping it sealed is leaving it in the box, right? Keeping it sealed and opening it. So, welcome back to opening it is we use it. Keeping it sealed is forget it. Okay, so we're gonna make a list of Pokemon mechanics in combat that we're keeping and some that we're losing. Because, and again, I wanna clarify this, okay? I have matured as a game designer, and I know that the attempt to try to translate Pokemon combat 1-to-1 is foolish. If you're trying to do it, you are a fool. Making your own thing is objectively the best course of action. something that is inspired by it, 100%. So things that are staying in the box. I'm saying this right now, by the way. I feel like items have to stay in the box. Items make sense. Held items specifically, by the way. Held items are kind of dumb when you think about it. I don't particularly know why having a bag of soft sand make ground type moves deal 10% more damage. It is a gamey thing that is there for gamey purposes. I think that goes away. The idea of holding a berry, what, in your mouth so you can eat it, it's dumb. It doesn't make sense. If it feels gamey, and I would have to come up with a whole picks my leftovers and leaves. Yo, hi Noms, hello. Or when it says picks up, the idea of leftovers makes no sense. You cannot have perpetual leftovers. Eventually, you're gonna run out of leftovers. So held items are gone, by the way. I don't think you can do held items in the system. Things that I would like to keep, okay? I think that the difference between special and physical moves is interesting enough, by the way. Oh, no, wait, Ronnie, I know you're kidding, Ronnie, I got you. I think special, physical split is cool and interesting and fun. Now, I already know how I would do the physical special split. This is literally melee and ranged attacks. It's literally that easy. Because that's literally what it is. Physical attacks make contact. They're melee attacks. Special attacks are attacking at range. They're range attacks. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There you go. Done. Easy peasy. I'm gonna just put an arrow here. Maybe seal status effects. Probably, I am thinking of sealing status effects. I think status effects will be present as unique mechanics within certain Fakemon. Kitty, should I just call it what we're thinking of calling it, or just keep that secret? You know what? My wife is too sick to make choices right now. Status effects are getting sealed, by the way. Status effects getting sealed. So instead, these will be unique to moves or monsters. There you go. Or monsters' abilities. Because my one issue is that, like, and I want to make this very clear, okay? I want this monster catching ttrpg to walk a fine line between this game is about fighting and this game is about just living in this world. If there's one thing that Iron Valley has taught me, is that people very much want to live in these worlds. And I can deliver that. I know I can deliver that. So, health, items, status effects. Another thing that I'm keeping, by the way, limited move pool. That's right. One of the things, and this came up in that video, and I already had that idea, but it was nice seeing it reflected in someone else's game designer brain. A limited move pool multiplies the amount of player expression. It gives the players more room for them to express how uniquely they want to navigate through this world. So for that, the creatures in this game need to have a limited number of things they can do. And this also syncs up with the fact that we're going to be using cards to track unique mechanics. So there's already a limited amount of space. You can't have every move in the world. I'm going to be honest with you, you might not even have more than 2 unique moves. And that's okay. I think that's okay. This makes it fit into the card idea, and also enables more player expression. Enables player expression by giving them fun choices. So, what else? I don't know if I want to have creature breeding in this game. That feels like a bag of bag of worms, like a whole bag of worms that I don't want to like crack open. Can you battle IRL friends in the system? See, Nomia, I'm very happy that you have brought this up. I feel like a bag of vinegar crisps. Dude! A bag of vinegar chips would like go so hard right now. So strangely enough, I actually wonder if you could do like fighting in this game. I wonder if you could. Because the way that I'm envisioning it, it will be a combat system similar to the one in DSM. So it will also have a similar radar-esque system. Though, of course, instead of fighting waves of enemies, you only fight, of course, one or, you know, one or two or whatever number of creatures you're fighting at once. So, strangely enough, there might be room for a multiplayer-esque kind of mode. Battling people IRL is a huge draw to Pokemon. Yeah, but so what? Maxi, that's rude. Yeah, but like, yeah, another thing that goes on the board, by the way, I'm making the kind of game that I would like to play. And I want to fight you. We'll see. My one thing, and I want to make this like very clear, is that like, I'm building this first and foremost as a game for self-expression and for solo play, and for you to discover your own little story. And this is why I'm looking at combat and I'm like, throw half of this shit away. Things that I'm not bothering with, by the way, is PP. No PP. No PP. That's right.
And PP go down.
Yeah, Ant's PP's gonna go down. Ant's PP up can't save you now. No PP. This is a game thing, and we don't need that. We don't have to worry about that. And honestly, like, I almost feel like battle items are also out. It just feels kind of like, again, in a video game, it makes sense. Oh, I love that. Kendra says, I watched a friend who had never heard of solo ttrpgs walk into a game store, speak with the nice person who worked there, and leave with 2 in hand. Dude, hell yeah. Give him a, you know what, Kendra, could you also give him a link to mkirin.h.io just for fun? Just to see what happens? Also, I also need to speak with you. Why you say that like you're like one of my parents? Kendra's like, we also need to talk. Kendra really hit me with the boomer message right there. This is a game thing. It's gone. Items in battle. Gone. They're just gone. Items in battle are like, to me, it's just an incredibly gamey thing. It's an artifact from the fact that Pokemon is basically inspired by role-playing games like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, where potions are like normal. Yo, that'll be fun. Yeah, message me. Maxi, come see me after class. Oh my god, Chippy. Yo! Yeah, okay, yeah. Message me and I'll message them and then we'll message each other. Because definitely, like, the one-page left games, and the roll for novel, like, those would be lovely. Those would be lovely. Iron Valley is a little bit too big, but, you know, there's stuff that can be done. What other Pokemon combat stuff I don't want to worry about? Me deciding in real time to market you and my friends on my friend's podcast. What's there to decide? Do it, bozo. What are other Pokemon combat stuff that I don't care about? Nothing is coming to mind. I'm sure there's more stuff. Oh yeah. Probably. We're doing a simplified type matchup thing. Or actually, the thing that I'm doing, by the way, is there's a simplified type matchup. With a twist. There's a twist. Okay. So there are macro matchups that are just general. For instance, something like water beats fire, something like that. For instance, and these macro groups, there's like just 4 macro groups. There is just 4 macro groups. If I remember correctly, the idea that I was thinking it was water beats fire, fire beats earth beats wind. Oh, it's air, and wind beats water, etc. etc. By the way, Nomia says I just got a shiny Rattata on Pokemon Sleep. Yo, hell yeah, Kendra, that'll be fun. What are the shiny yachts in Pokemon Sleep? I don't know. Yo, but, well, welcome back to another episode of Nomia Vic. She's the main character, by the way. Welcome back. So there's a macro type matchup that are just general, So if you are part of the water group, you will always be weak to the air group, but you will be effective against the fire group. And then there's also the micro matchup that is unique to each specific creature. And that adds for a little bit more customization. The one thing that I very much enjoyed that I think is really, really cool is how in the Pokemon TCG, again, even though the cards have really, really like simple macro types, such as, water, grass, fighting, psychic, lightning, each individual Pokemon has unique micro weaknesses and resistances. So for instance, Slowpoke, both Slowpoke and Clefairy are both psychic Pokemon in the TCG. But Slowpoke is weak to dark, while Clefairy is weak to steel. And this is because actually Slowpoke would be weak to lightning, perhaps. And this is because although both Pokemons are psychic, in order to make the types much simpler, they're part of the psychic macro group with their own unique weakness. And I very much like that. I feel like that's very much fun. So I want to do that, and in order to make the game future-proof per se, I'm having macro groups and then micro groups that I don't know how that connects to my previous statement, but nonetheless, you can tell that I'm getting a little burnt out. Nonetheless, I've been streaming for freaking 2 hours and 23 minutes. Yeah, don't worry about it. I feel like that makes for a more interesting game. And instead of being like, oh, that's an ice Pokemon. Ice Pokemon are bad. Instead, you get to look at each individual creature individually. Nomia says, what should I name my shiny rat? Joey. Shining Star Joey. Joey the rat. Joey the rat. Joey the rat. Nomia, I would like to second the Joey, by the way. Thank you. Back with you. Welcome back, Ronnie. Ronnie, are you streaming? Are you streaming today, by the way? Seems like a thing Ronnie would do. Stream on a Tuesday. Is today Red Dead Redemption? Is it Cowboy Ronnie time? Yo, my good friend Ronnie is streaming. As soon as this stream is over, I believe Ronnie is streaming. It is Cowboy Days, dude. I strongly suggest if you could do me a big favor to my good friend Ronnie and go and open their twitch.tv link on the other tab. So as soon as Ronnie's stream starts, you can go and watch that. What else am I removing? Health items, status effects, PP, items in battle. I forget what else. Let's move on to other big elephants in the room. Pokemon games games have been historically about gyms. The latest games have shown that you should that this is tired and done and not super fun anymore. So we're going to stay away from that. Another thing that I want to do with this game is that yo, Nomi took a pic of the Joey. I want to see the Joey. Where's the Joey? Are you going Arceus? It's in the secret club. Thank you. Am I going Arceus? I don't think I'm going. I'm kind of going Arceus in a way that I will explain in a second. Oh, I love that I'm in this picture, by the way. Thank you. I'm in this picture. I'm in this picture and I like it. Thank you. Look at him. It's Joey. It's Joey. So going back to you match. We do match. I like him. He's a guy. We do match actually. Green guys, GN. It's true. My favorite gender. Green's gotta be one of my favorite genders. Steyer and okay. So I think that instead of trying to do a game that is attempting to do everything, it is much better. It will always be better to do a game that does one thing very well. And I think that my favorite thing about Pokemon has always been the sense of wonder and adventure. Going into a new place, seeing what's new about it, experiencing new things, and moving on to the next leg of the journey. That to me is what Pokemon is all about. From the day when I first picked up Pokemon Blue and I read the manual, and then I popped the game on my Game Boy, and then I spent 3 hours trying to get out of the house because I didn't know that was a freaking doormat. I thought it was a table. I have known that the process of discovery is the most fun. I actually really, I have like, I get kind of like, I know this is like silly, but like, I'm very attached to the manual for the first game. Just like the way it talked about the game, it just sounded so much fun, you know? And it was a fun game. But definitely the sense of wonder and adventure are like something that I want to like lean into. So that this has led me to making the following decisions, okay? The following decisions for the game. You know what? This might be like, I'll just use the symbol for absolutely no reason. So the big choices that I'm making for this setting and this world is that, one, humans are very few. The world is large, and there is more creatures than there are people. I feel like in order to really sell the sense of wonder and adventure, the world has to be uniquely huge. When you play the Pokemon games, you realize that it is mostly civilization. To the point that even the latest game, a Pokemon CA, has to do a whole thing where like, don't worry guys, we have created segregation. We have made room for the Pokemon to live in the city. Because we have taken over the entire land like humans like to do. I think, to me, the best sense of wonder, the point in which Pokemon felt like it truly was about a journey is the distance between Pewter City and Cerulean City. Where you have to go up an entire mountain through a cave to finally go back to civilization. There is no other leg of Pokemon Blue that has that same sense of wonder. And the game introduces you to that between Viridian City and Pewter City, where you have to go through a whole forest. So I feel like having a setting where there is literally like pockets of humanity separated by huge amounts of wilderness. Isn't it the same in Pokemon Yellow? I didn't bring up Pokemon Yellow because it's the same game in my head. But yeah, that's the plan. So pockets of humanity, large swaths. Is that how you spell it? Probably not. Large swaths of wilderness, creatures, and danger. Okay? Like, I hate to be an asshole, but like, the concept of using your Pokemon to surf feels a little silly when like you live in a port town next to a bunch of other port cities. Like, couldn't you just take a ferry instead? You know, like this whole problem could be solved if you could just ride the ferry. You know, Pokemon Generation 2, all these problems would be solved if the train just worked. You know what I'm saying? So instead of there being huge cities, there's pockets of human settlements, and maybe perhaps even like, pockets of human cities grouped together, but otherwise the world is filled with wilderness, dangers, and creatures. And that to me seems like the fun part of it. Now, what else is fun? Discovering creatures everywhere you go. Which is also the sense the sense of wonder and excitement. So because I would like the game to have a sense of wonder and excitement, and the fact that you're running into something new every time you're playing, it will feature systems for you to create your own creatures. Now, the game will come with a collection of them that you can just use out of the box, but I strongly will encourage people to make their own. Because as much as I could fill the book with 1,025 unique different monsters, legally distinct monsters, that is, of course, it still could not contain a fraction of the stuff you could make on your own with your pair of dice and your imagination. And that's something that I would very much like to encourage. If you're already gonna show up and Hans is on the fucking on thin ice, I'm going to add listen to the game. You can. You absolutely can. Hands in chat. Can my creature have big milkers? I mean, like if you want to be a little freak. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna. To each their own. Create your own creatures. Create your own moves. Asking for a friend. Yeah, can you please tell me your friend's YouTube URL so I can ban them, by the way? Now, I'm gonna say this right now. This means, of course, that if you want to play the game and just add Pokemon or Digimon or whatever other creature you like, you can. Make them using the system in the game. Don't expect them to be listed in the official website, because I would very much like to not be sued. Oh, the friend is Kendra. Thank you. Let me ban Kendra real quick. So yeah, create your own creatures, create your own moves. I very much like that. Andrew Woman confirmed. Yes, you'll be able to have Sistermon in your game, not my game. And with that, I have very much run out of things to say for now. It is 1:34. I have gone overtime on the work. We're going to be doing dailies in a minute. But first, I am going to go and take a quick little bio break. I'm going to be right back. Please don't go anywhere. And when I come back in about a minute, we will do dailies, and which will include some Pokemon stuff. So get ready. See you all in a moment. Beep boop. Nomia asks in chat, what if I added just a regular dog? God, I already read the comment and it's still making me laugh. What if I added just a regular dog to this game and all it did was bark and wag its tail ineffectively? There is nothing stopping you, Nomia Vikshi. Anyways, welcome back to the stream. Let me just hit you with a beep beep. Hello. Can I make pigeons that have the ability poop bomber? Of course you can. Of course you can. You can make Rattata with a gun. You can make me. You can make me. I can literally show up. You can literally have my card. Where's my card? Guys, my card. There you go. Lava chicken? Absolutely. You could even have zombie jockey, chicken jockey. You could even have Ender Pearl. You could even have Steve. All right. Anyways, welcome to Dailies, the segment of the stream where we do dailies and we do games you can only do today. By the way, Chihuahuas have glass cannon builds. It's true. So, didn't you watch the movie lately? How was it? So regarding the Minecraft movie, I'm gonna say this now. I went in ready to hate it because video game movies are often bad. They went ahead and made the movie good. It was a fun, enjoyable time. I definitely didn't like having Skittles thrown at me by children. But maybe I shouldn't have gotten up on the stage and started reading my poetry, so perhaps that is on me. And so welcome to Dailies. Today we begin with Quordle, a game where we do 4 Wordles at once because it's the only way I can feel anything. Once again, that was 4 Wordles at once because it's the only way I can feel anything. Forgive me for eating my words. I'm from California. I just crush everything together. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't know. Jason Momoa? Yeah, he did a pretty good job. So I open with Rogue, followed by Saturn, as a reference to something no one will know just yet. On the top right, we have the keys to the kingdom. We have RTIE, R.L. Stein. Let's see, what could this be? I assume perhaps it's an IR. So what? It's not. No. No, Mrs. We were talking together. Yeah. That's why I said. I don't know. She did. The sexual tension between those two was pretty out of this world. I'm gonna just scout Blimp already. Okay, so. We have the keys to the kingdom. So MIRTE. So it either ends in IT or IM. It's not a minor. Miter? No. Meteor? No. Why is my brain blanking out on this? It has to end in IR. So it's Mir. Temir? Remit? Is it remit? Is remit a word? No. It's merit. That's funny. Nobody don't say anything, Kitty. We have SLEE. Is it sleet? Is the word sleet? The word was sleet. Okay. And now we are into literal hell because we have 3 guesses and 2 words to guess, and we have ROA, and the O and the R go there. The Lorax. Kendra says, I told Danny, my roommate, that Steve and the other guy were gonna 69. His name was Garrett. Kendra really wasn't paying attention to the movie. Anyways, it did 69. It's 69 in the movie, it's true. That's why it's got an M rating. And 17, actually. Kendra says, I never remember character names. Your Honor, the defendant literally just remembered Steve's character name. Send him to jail. Kendra, purple face PhD, has been found guilty of being a liar and an MLM. So, prison time. Okay, anyways, so, it's not S, so it's Rs. Sparse? No. Parsley? Harsey? Carsey? Darcy? Warsey? It can't end in S. It can't be a plural at the end. So it must go here. Then what is this? Warsey? What if it's this? So what? Carsey? Varsey? Is not another R. There isn't another R. Jarsey? Jari? But if it's Jari, where the hell does the S go into? Oh my god, Kendra. Kendra's been playing Minecraft instead of writing their book. Is it not an S at the end? It can't be a plural at the end. Normally, that's the rule of Wordle, is that it cannot have an S at the end, or it can't be a plural word, unless the word normally has an S at the end. But that's really rare. Harris. It can still have, it can still have an S at the end, but most words don't have an S at the end. Harass. Harsh? Fucking got it. It was harsh. Okay, so now we gotta do is get this word in 2 guesses. So we have an O and an R. It's probably not that. Aorta? No. So it's probably O-R. It must be an A here. Dora? Fedora? Short for fedora? Coral? No, it can't be coral. It can be. It is not Lorax. The L is gone. It cannot be Lorax. Okay, everybody, put your pants back together. Okay. No. Dorsa? No. No, it's not a morsel because there's an A in there.
Dorsal, was it dorsal fin?
That's a 6-letter word, my baby.
Okay.
Voral. Yeah, the word is voral. Voray. Vorad. Vorau. Wara. It's not the borax. There is no B. It's not the Lorax, it's not the borax. I don't want to have it with eggs. I don't want to have it for the snert. I don't want to have it in the desert. I don't want to have it with the desert. Zorky. There's hobby. Dorad. Okay. Good news. I'm about to sneeze. Bad news. The A goes in the 4th position. We don't know what goes anywhere else. Foray. Fucking smoked it. Rolled it up into a nice joint. Then I went all the way to Australia. Then I got arrested for having a rolled up Quirtle in Australia. And now I'm back. Dorat is a word. My wife. All right, welcome back to Guess the Game, where we guess the game by guessing the game. You want to come over and help? You can come over and help, beautiful wife. You would know if you were to watch Godzilla. Okay, I would know if Kendra hadn't scheduled it during stream time. Is that Bayo? I don't know if that's Bayo. That's someone with very thin legs. Alright, my beautiful, amazing, sexy wife.
Hello.
Oh, say hi.
Hello.
You're all covered up in a blanket. You're so cute.
I'm bundled.
Kitty, what game is this, Kitty? That's someone with tennis shoes and then some sort of like.
Metaphor Fantasio.
I don't think so, but I'll put a Metaphor Fantasio in there for you. Oh no, Kitty's fucking dead. Wait, this is not Stellar Blade.
Disaster.
This is not Disaster Day of Reckoning or whatever. That game looks like ass. Kitty has never sounded more ill.
No.
Is this Xenoblade? I don't know if this is Xenoblade.
Y'all haven't heard me when I didn't have my voice.
Did Stellar Blade get a 65?
No.
PC, Xbox 360, PS3. Is this the Evil Within 1?
Perhaps? No. Wasn't that on the PS4?
The Evil Within 1?
Yeah.
Eventually, but it didn't originally come out on those platforms.
I'll try it. It sucks.
The Evil Within 1? It's not. Another Errand? I'm not so obedient. Is this Metal Gear? Wait.
Is this, Mirror's Edge the second one?
No. It's Stealth. I don't know what I'm looking at. What is this?
The guy's back.
I keep thinking it's one of the Silent Hill ladies with the hands, with the legs in the air.
No, this isn't Silent Hill.
Well, Metal Gear. Is this? This is Ground Zeroes, isn't it? No, it isn't. This doesn't. No, that doesn't look like it. Another Errand. I'm not so obedient. Blank.
I don't know that.
Oh, it's Remember Me! It's Remember Me! We didn't remember you!
Oh, God.
The way you just knew as soon as we saw her back.
I should have known it from the fourth one, but
It's Remember Me!
we all forgo.
No one remembered! Kitty, welcome to Pokedoku, where we do Sudoku backwards, but it's Pokemon, Kitty. Evolved by level up, which is a weird way to phrase that. Okay.
Okay.
Psychic, Fire, Alola, Bug. We should probably do the Alola column first.
Do for the top one.
For Poison?
Marini.
Marini. Correct. Kitty, a Psychic, Alola, and Pokemon?
Right to.
That. Raichu, Alola.
My boy.
You didn't say Alola and Raichu. I'm gonna give you an X for that.
That's my boy.
Kitty, a Pokemon from Alola who evolves by level up.
Charge a bug.
Kitty, oh, I guess he has to level up in.
I mean, Vikavolt doesn't. But charge a bug. Wait.
It requires the post-evolution Pokemon, actually. So the one that evolved So I mean, Vikavolt?
No.
Well, Vikavolt has to evolve in a specific area.
Right.
Later on, it's with a Thunderstone, but
No, it's too weird. It's too weird. Don't
okay.
Just do.
What do you think?
Is Serena's with a move.
I mean, there's always the starters.
Alolan Rattata. Or Eradicate, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't understand this prompt.
No, it's just the Pokemon. You need the Pokemon who gets evolved into by just leveling up.
Okay.
There you go. Makes sense. You know what? Since we're stuck in here, let's just Kitty, a bug Pokemon that evolves by leveling up.
Butterfree.
Kitty, a Pokemon that evolves, a fire Pokemon that evolves by leveling up. Metapod also correct, Hans.
True. This is a little harder other than the starters. I'm trying to think.
Magmortar is with an item, so that's not it. I mean, there's Gen 1 boyos.
But I don't remember because Arcanine is with a
Shit!
stone.
Shit, I was like, Arcanine, Ninetales, and
Ponyta?
is Rapidash by level?
I think Rapidash is with level. But
Rapidash?
I don't know for sure.
Okay, well, we're not gonna do Charmeleon because that's cowardly.
Hold on, I'm being.
I mean, because Gen 2 there's like Houndoom, I guess.
Yeah, I can do Houndoom.
What should be with a Firestone? It wasn't, thank God. 2%. This one goes out to Deep Pocket Monsters, by the way. Shutouts. Should I open it? Or should I keep it sealed? Keep it sealed. Keep it safe. Alright, Kitty. A bug poison Pokemon, Kitty. This will be easy.
Venomoth?
You pick the most contentious fucking poison.
Oh, just Venonat then.
Is it poison? Are you sure it's poison?
No. I don't know this man.
I'm not committing that then.
Is Beedrill?
I believe
Wait, Weedle.
Okay, I thought you wanted to be brave, but yeah, Weedle is there. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember.
Kitty, a poison fire Pokemon, Kitty.
That's Miss Ma'am Salazzle.
Salazzle. Salazzle. Correct.
Yeah, there's only 2, I'm pretty sure.
Kitty, a bug psychic. You're a bug and you're psychic.
Orbeetle? I think Orbeetle.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
It's either that. What's the name of the guy from Scarvile? The guy with the infinity.
Rabska.
Want to send Rapska instead?
You think that one is?
Oh yeah.
Okay, go for it.
100%. Kitty, fire psychic. A fire psychic Pokemon. Wait, hold up. I know one. Actually, I know 5.
Hisuian? No, that's Ghost.
I know 5.
5?
Yeah. I know 5.
Victini?
Isn't Victini fire psychic?
I don't remember.
Do you believe me?
Sure.
That's right. That's right. Got him. Iron Moth.
Has now been added. Plenty.
Who else? Yeah, literally ever.
Most.
Oh, I guess Charger Bug was also. I guess Charger Bug
Charger
also
Bug
counted. Ha ha ha. Metapod was the most selected. That's so funny. And there actually isn't that many.
What's Venomoth?
I hate Venomoth. It should be like poison flying, but it's bug
I
poison.
knew Orbeetle.
And Orbeetle was correct. Everyone forgets Delphox. You're also correct. It is literally just those guys.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Also, Nomia said Cerulege.
That's Ghost.
Got him.
Ghost Fire. Like
Big
Hisuian.
Dick B. Gotta love Beedrill. Alright, and welcome to Game Though, where we guess games by guessing the games. Welcome to Guessing the Games. Kitty, I have a cover for you. Can you please guess the game?
Okay.
Also, I think... Move your head, Kitty.
Sword.
Move your head, Kitty. Okay, I thought the camera was catching you. This is Sword. Pokemon Sword. Pokemon Sword.
Online.
Pokemon Sword Art Online! That's so good. That's so good. Kitty, I have a game for you. Here's some artwork, by the way. Kitty, what game is this, Kitty?
Is this like Payday or some shit?
This actually does look like Payday. Payday 1 or Payday 2, Kitty?
Or 3.
Or 3.
It looks kind of shit, so let's go with Payday 2.
It is not Payday.
Mafia?
You think so? Let's put Mafia. Mafia what, Kitty?
2. Let's go with the 2s.
Ronnie says Dying Light. I don't think this is Dying Light. I don't see enough zombies here.
This is like a Rainbow Six, but not the new one. Rainbow Six, not Siege. Maybe the original.
It looks too new to be too good to be the new one, the old one. Maybe perhaps Vegas.
Okay.
It is not even Rainbow Six. Oh, it's Hardline. It's Battlefield Hardline. Okay, all right.
That's not that bad. It's just a collage.
There's actually a collage of a bunch of different arts. Yeah. Kitty, I have some keywords for you, Kitty. Sandbox, imagination, and minigames, Kitty. Name a game that has all these things.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Thumbs up, short films, and custom logic.
Content?
I know what this is. Level editor, role playable art, game creation, Kitty.
Is it Scribble Notes? No, like Ronnie said.
I don't think it's Scribble Knots. I'm going for the Hail Mary, by the way. I thought it was Little Big Planet, and then I saw the rest of the tags, and I'm like, this is dreams, baby. This is a game about making games. It's a game about making games with the PS4. Who that? Oh, that's so tragic. That's so tragic. Kitty, welcome to Guess the Game, where we guess the game by guessing the game, Kitty. Never heard about it. That's actually sad. That actually makes me sad.
Says I've heard about it.
Oh, I thought Hans says I've never heard about it. Kitty, welcome to Guess the Game, where we guess the game by guessing the game. Kitty, please name a... Wait, can you finally see... You still can't see my little supporter badge. Oh, that's so sad. Anyways. Wait, what if I do this? No, that's worse. Anyways.
What if you go down? Or was that you going down?
That was me going... that was me doing what?
Oh, if you smack yourself.
Oh, that's so true! Yeah, you can see down here. I'm Kirin supporter. There you go. I haven't gotten hit in a while. Kitty, name a game that you'd like me to open with.
Let's just do Nier.
Nier. I will. One, I spell it correctly. Nier Replicant. So, Kitty, this is a game, a single player game after 2010. It's probably third person. It is a role player or a hack and slash 'em. A game after 2010, my love. Single player.
RPG Dragon Quest 11.
Echoes of an Elusive Age. It is after 2017. It is more than third person. It might have first person segments, perhaps. It is a role-playing game. It is possibly on the PS4. It is not Squeenix, actually. We know that now. Who else makes role-playing games that are single-player? It wouldn't even be like Baldur's Gate.
That's multiplayer.
Yeah, it's multiplayer. Disco Elysium? Grounded? No way, that's a multiplayer game.
Disco Elysium is like top down, isn't it?
Oh, it is top down, you're correct. Tales of Berseria? I think that's literally before 2017 though.
Yeah.
Kitty?
What's the new one? Arise? Is that on here? Tales of Arise?
Tales of Arise? The bad one? It is.
Oh, it's new.
It is not Bandai Namco. It is not the Unreal Engine. It is a relatively new single player.
It's not
fantasy.
So it's open world.
It's an open world single player game, Kitty. Open world single player game.
Maybe Breath of the Wild. That's not single player.
Oh, it is? I thought it was.
No.
Hot damn.
That gets us some years though.
That gets us, yeah, so between 2022 and 2023, Kitty. A role-playing shooter. Oh, it has guns in it. It's a shooty bang bang. Ronnie says Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'm down with that.
Okay. Wait, no, Zero Dawn. What? No, whoa.
The second one.
Horizon Forbidden West.
That's the year.
That's the year.
Yeah.
Give me a clue. Black Salt Games, and the team is Team 17. They did the escapees or whatever. They did the survivalists. They do a bunch of nothing they do a bunch of nothing games. Team 17.
Moving, but that's all I can think of are multiplayer ones.
It's not the escapists.
No, that's
The escapees. That's how you know I haven't played that game. We tried playing it. I didn't care for it.
What do they?
This is an indie, not fantasy role-playing game. An indie inside. It's not in. It can't be inside.
That's not them, I don't think.
Are we excited for Date Everything? Although I understand people being excited for Date Everything because it's a silly romp, I do have to say that I'm tired of games that they can't do a visual novel dating sim earnestly because they're cowards. So that's the one thing that I'm not happy with. It just continues the trend of visual novels are not real video games, which is bullshit. It's Dredge. It was Dredge. My favorite keyword in Magic. That's a joke for Dallas and no one else. Kitty, it is 2:01 p.m. I was gonna say if you want to do one more, but I think you want to go lay down, huh?
Yeah, it's totally gonna steal my spot. Okay, I gotta go take my spot.
Kitty said thank the viewers, Kitty. Thank the viewers for their time.
Hello, thank you for watching the stream. Now go watch Ronnie Cowboy. Okay, thank you. Bye. I gotta go take my spot back.
So yeah, please feel free if you could do me a favor. First and foremost, don't forget to leave a like on the stream. It helps a lot. And when the VOD goes up, please leave a 5-star review of the VOD. It actually helps a lot. Just leave like a product review like you would any other review. Be silly and have fun. And also go on Ronnie's chat and leave a cowboy emoji. That's it. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back tomorrow on Nomia's stream playing Chrono Trigger. And after that, we're going to be doing some drawing on Thursday. And then if all the stars align, I'll be playing Rad. I will be working on my projects off stream. So keep an eye out for updates on my Blue Sky. And with that, I'm out of here. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. Take care. Be kind to yourself and to others. And that's it. See you later. Bye-bye. Beep boop.
Wonderful.